Hey everyone, and welcome along. We find ourselves today in the city of Tilverton, a city that has been swallowed up by some kind of arcane disaster, and allegedly we are the first people to do any serious inquiries. Um, there might be some minor retcons in the way we present this. I was not really ready for us to go to Tilverton last week. So I've always, known what's there and what's happening. But like a second draft on a book or a fourth draft, as the case may be with this one, we might review some of the things that happen. They'll be inconsequential, um, uh, but hopefully it'll add to the depth of this particular session. So we take a bit of a step back and look to how we got here. Tilverton was a town of about 10,000 people on the northern edge of Cormier. And roughly 6 months ago, or thereabouts, something occurred. It was swallowed up in a great big dome of blackness, and nobody came out again. A few people have since made some inquiries, have probed into the dome, but they too have not managed to get out alive either. We came here with a red wizard who has been studying the effects of this shadow dome and has not yet made many conclusions about it, though they theorize that it might be extra-dimensional in nature, a planar anomaly, essentially a place where the gauntlet, the thing that divides different planes of existence from each other within the metaverse, where that breaks down, a wormhole, if you will, or some extremely large portal. We don't know this for sure, but that's the Red Wizard's theory, and that's combined with an apparent prevalence of necrotic energy, the energy of entropy, that destroys and wears down and ages and rots. And this diagnosis, at least, seems to have proven to be quite accurate. We doled ourselves up with some rings of necrotic protection, and we are using these devices to help us with this objective. So we came at last to the edge of Tilverton. It's a dome probably a mile wide, this big black dome. And looking in from the outside, it's a translucent barrier, very dim, very dark, but not opaque. You're able to see through it. You're able to make out some details. And the details that you make out are of a crumbling town in the middle of its death throes. Nothing's moving. The trees have lost their leaves and are beginning to split. The stone is starting to crack and to cave in. The guttering, rusting, and so on. No movement whatsoever. The whole place appears to be still, like some kind of photograph, like a frame, a still frame. We pressed through this wall, and only once we were inside did the place, I hesitate to use the phrase, but come to life, start to animate itself. We found people that were apparently corpses lying on the street slowly push themselves up and start shambling around, and these shambling corpses seem to have a kind of shadowy echo behind them. When, or rather in front of them maybe, the shadow seems to do something related to its life, like breaking up leaves or cooking eggs in a frying pan, and the body follows like some kind of lagging illusion, a mirror that can't catch up with the spirit. And these are this is the situation that we find ourselves in. We walk through this necrotic barrier. We can feel it eating away at our flesh and our clothing and so on, but we maintain our strength. And when we look back to see the Red Wizard and then the place where we've come from this side, it is opaque. And so now that we're in, there's apparently no way out. Having seen these shambling undead moving through the street by quite literally the thousand, great hordes of them. Most people are inside their homes, but there's a significant number out in the streets and in the parks and so on. But we've slipped around them. We slipped past them, went through people's backyards, over their fences, around their houses, and we are closing in on the high tower, the grand tower at the centre of Tilverton, a fortress for the purple dragons, the army of Cormyr, and also for the war wizards, the magicians that supplement them with artillery and magical assistance. So we know where we want to go. We've picked out one building in all of these thousands of buildings here in the town as the Motherlode. It's known that the War Wizards kept extensive amounts of magical items within their academy because they sold them. It was turning a gold coin was a pretty major important thing for the War Wizards. They needed to fund their research somehow, and they did it through commercial sales. So we are hoping that if we can make it to this to High Tower Hill in the centre and the War Wizards Academy that is connected to it, apparently we are the first adventurers here, so that should mean a huge plunder, a huge a motherlode for us to take advantage of. We reach a point where we no longer have any cover, and we are going to have to cross what is a main road before we head towards the High Tower Castle and the War Wizards Academy that is connected to it. And it's here that our game begins today, for we have attracted the attention of a handful of zombies, or a handful of shambling undead, as well as the spectral images that either power or shadow or mirror them. And it should be very little challenge to us. These should be road bumps where our swords and maces and axes should be able to put these zombies down quite easily and extinguish the spectral images as well. But that's when a trio of hobgoblins dressed from head to toe in black, so there's every chance that you can't tell that they're hobgoblins at this point. But a trio of lithe, muscular martial artists appear to from around the edge of the corner and interfere in what should be a mundane and an easy attempt to overrun these monsters. The hobgoblins get involved. The shadow monks get involved, and do they have? No, I thought they might have a hide as a bonus action like a rogue does, but they don't. Instead, though, the hobgoblins simply leap straight up onto the roof and begin running across the roof with incredible agility, incredible litheness. And in contrast to the shambling undead, it's quite a surprising maneuver to see something moving so fast up here. Okay, so it magically teleports along with any of its equipment 30 feet up onto the roof. And that's when they begin running across the roof. From their advantage, from their high point, they have a great angle down upon us, which is going to give them advantage, as well as giving them a small amount of cover as they throw their weapons, crouch down, and rely on the roof to block your own intervention. Okay, so it's an action to Shadow Jawn, I assume. Yeah, it is. So they will teleport up here, and then they are going to take the hide action. Stealth rolls 1, 2, 3, 17, 7, and 10. And so these three hobgoblins kind of split up once they are up here on top, with one of them being easily visible, another one being obvious to most of you, and a third disappearing from the view for all of you, save for perhaps the most astute, such as maybe Flightless and I'm not sure who else. Maybe Finnick.
Yeah, I have 17 passive perception.
Perfect. and Sildarin. So yeah, so in spite of their agility and their talent, most of you are still able to keep track of each of them, though their positioning is good all the same. Artisan.
Oh, sorry. Should I roll initiative? I didn't.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah. So go ahead and do that. All right.
Nick, by the way, we agreed that. Did you level up? Because we agreed that you put Goodberry in your spell list because we couldn't bring food. I thought we all agreed to that. Because we talked about you can't bring food, and the only thing that you can bring is like Goodberry.
Or create food and water would also work, I think.
Yeah, but one of the two for all. Goodberry covers the whole crew.
I have good. I think Rangers can only take good berries, so I suppose I'll just swap out Wild Cunning because I'd have to lose a spell to gain that spell.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Cool, that's fixed.
All right. So, Artisan, the zombies are shambling towards us. Now, keep in mind that these are far from the only ones in the vicinity. Anything but, in fact. The clamoring of our combat is probably going to be audible throughout this muted city. And there are undead swarming, or shambling rather, through countless streets and in virtually every building. It's a war of attrition that you couldn't hope to win if you get caught up in that kind of horde.
So when we walk up and shove these guys, they'll just go flying. Potentially.
No.
So
it's not like zero gravity or anything. I don't understand the connotation.
I was just wondering if we could chop through them as we went past, and then they would not be able to come to their senses in time, and we'd be gone.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, if that's what you mean, then that's certainly a possibility. Yeah. You could knock them down, and because they quite literally shamble, they might not be able to catch up with you. The same, the shadows, however, don't seem to suffer from that, physical drawback. So that plan might not be flawless.
Well, Eleanor hit the one zombie pretty hard last session, and it still looks like it's still upright.
Yeah.
I think I hit it, and then a shadow came out of it, which you also hit, but it's still up.
Yeah.
They're far more than your normal zombie, it seems.
Does the shadow seem hostile still?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Does anyone have any more questions before I go?
I heard something about rings of resistance.
We all have rings of necrotic resistance.
Do they require an attunement slots?
Yeah.
Do, yeah.
Cool. I just quickly unattune from something then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right. What shall you do? I know you don't. You weren't here. Or is it? It's still Artisan's go, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I was just gonna let everything get out of the way, so we didn't have to stop. I'm gonna run up and attack this one closest to me with my flame tongue longsword. Does that hit?
With ease. It's wearing a rotten cloth shirt.
21 damage.
And you break its body, set it on fire, and it falls around in a clump of its own detritus and pain, but it doesn't stop moving.
I'll do a follow-up attack.
All right, you have advantage since it's prone.
Oh, yeah, I can try for a crit.
Yep.
That's a crit.
All
Okay.
right. And this time it bursts into flame and is incinerated, and its bones snap and break and burn, and in their brittleness, there's nothing left.
Okay. Does the shadow come out of it?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, shadow also comes out of it.
No damage or anything carries on to that?
Does not. No. You destroy the physical body, but the soul remains.
Alright. Still Defender's going to follow up with a force attack. And then, since that most likely hit, I'm also going to Arcane Jolt it. So an extra 2d6 damage to it after this.
All right. The force damage strikes it with full force, as it were. Your ability to strike the soul directly, proving to be very effective.
Okay. So that's
14.
14? Yeah.
All right. You seem to destroy it with a single strike, and yet after ripping and rendering it with your teeth of pure kinetic energy, its eyes, its hands still remain. The entity is just as much wrath and malice as it did before you struck it, perhaps even more.
Okay. And then he's going to just take the rest of his movement, take an opportunity attack if it gives it.
All right, it certainly does. And it reaches out with a cold touch, glancing, stroking your form, glancing it, and rusting the metal of the steel defender.
Okay. There's no saving throw or anything?
There's a saving throw for the strength damage. So you take the damage automatically, 13 damage, and then you need to make a... oh no, there is no saving throw. I was wrong. I was wrong. There is no saving throw. I thought there was. A single point of... They really are. I think that there should be a higher challenge rating. Pretty easy to kill, but they kill you easy. Ha!
Needs greater restoration to restore that strength loss, doesn't it? I don't think lesser
Yeah,
restoration works.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Or until a short long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a situation like this, where you're in a city of undead, resting could be problematic. Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah, your corruption is going to eat into you while you try to heal.
If it hits him and I see what it does, can I have him just stay in between it and me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It suddenly freezes in place as the rust seizes up its joints.
All right. That'll be my turn.
Okay, Phoenix. So there are quite literally some 1,000, maybe 10,000 zombies here, each presumably with its only accompanying dark soul. We are trying to cross a gauntlet of a mile, and we've snuck this far, but we can't sneak any further. What are you going to do?
I am going to move 35 feet here, summon in my dragon, and bonus action cast a lightning arrow. And that won't kick until I shoot an arrow.
All right. All right. So so it's your action to cast the spell, is it?
It's the action to summon the Drake Warden, and then it's
Of
the
course.
dragon, and then it's a bonus action for this thing.
Very good. All right. So Finnick, you summon your Drake Warden, your Drake rather, and you immediately sense that something's wrong. Or at least the Drake immediately senses something wrong, and that empathetic link that you have with the animal makes you feel the disturbance too. The Drake is very unsure about this, and he's going to need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Whoa.
All right, yeah. So the Drake begins to weaken. The arrival into this place with all of its necrotic energy and no protection in the way that we have in the form of our our necrotic protection rings. The Drake suffers 6 points of necrotic damage, and that isn't immediate. It doesn't just suddenly rot and its bones break, but rather it represents the hit points that it's going to lose over the next probably 10 minutes, or maybe the next hour or so. But over the course of over the course of either minutes or maybe hours, your scales fall out, your bones become more brittle, your teeth weaken, and develop cataracts in your eyes, things like this, and the Drake just weakens a little. So yeah, that's 6 points of damage. While taken into effect immediately, it kind of represents a gradual loss of hit points rather than an immediate one. Anyway, the Drake does not like it here. I think that goes without saying. Okay. No,
because I need a bonus action to command it, so it's just going to sit there and take the dodge action.
Right, that kind of makes sense. All right. All right. From where the ninjas, the hobgoblins, were seen disappearing behind the house and leaping up onto the roof, and of course most of us saw exactly what's going on. Another individual appears, almost materializes really out of the umbral protections of the shadows. They glance around the edge of this crumbling building with its stone structures and its rotting wood, and trying to maintain as thin a profile as they possibly can, they look in our direction and they point. And when they point, a small bead comes out of their finger, a tiny little pebble perhaps. It looks like a fireball, but it's not orange, it's not red, it's not flaming at all. It's just this dark aura of black energy, dark purple energy, that sails straight over the first wave of defenders, the zombies, and explodes in the middle of our cluster.
Hit everyone?
Yeah, I'm not sure who's. I'm putting down the 20-foot thing at the moment, so I'm not sure who it's going to hit yet. Would be the most efficient. How about that? That's perfect.
Yeah, that's going to hit everyone.
It's going to hit everyone. It's great. So everyone make a dexterity save as this explosion of necrotic energy, of pure negative energy, blows up around us. Not unlike a fireball.
Whoever had whoever has the Ouroboros has advantage on it since it's a spell
Oh, that's
save.
right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that'd be 2 people.
Got 2 people with Shield Master.
So 3 people like shrug it off entirely.
Yeah, I don't have evasion or anything similar.
Being
Half on a
necrotic
pass?
damage. yeah, that's right. Half on a pass, and if you've got necrotic resistance, and we all do, that's half again. We are uniquely prepared for this encounter. The magician then disappears back again behind the building and can no longer be seen.
That's 13 for Mog.
All right, it's not too bad, but it does wear you down, makes you miserable.
Can I use my? Wait, sorry, I just have to read this because I kind of want to flash a genius, but I'm seeing if it's a reaction. Yes, it is a reaction. I want to use my reaction to give him another +3 so he can pass. Flash a genius.
Who, Moog?
Yes.
That'll put him at 12, I think.
Well, I'm at 13, or I'm at +3, so that's 12 plus Flash of Genius, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, because you're within 10 feet of me. Yeah.
How many
I was
pluses is
concentrating
Flash
as
of
well.
Genius? How do you add a genius to your defense?
Just a flat +3, I think it is. So
Yeah,
that'd be
just
a pass.
my intelligence modifier.
Okay. That's 15.
I think that's a pass because the DC is 14. I think because you have Shield Master, you can use your reaction to take no damage.
Very, very good.
Synergy.
Dex saving throw, you only half the damage you can.
All right, the magician is incredulous when he sees this massive blast of necrotic energy, which would level a small house, go off, and you emerge almost unscathed. Impossible. Flightless.
The Dark Magician's trousers get a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, but I'm not sure if Moog noticed, but he can actually add his shield's AC bonus to his saving throw, so he would auto
I
save.
did that.
You did? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, not against AoEs. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And yeah. Magic short sword, very good. And stabbing into what's left of its eyes and its hands of this disembodied spirit, it dissipates into ether, and the miasma soon just melds with the rest of the shadows all around us beneath this strange dark purple dome.
You better hope
Very
so.
good. Excellent. Okay. The undead shamble towards their nearest target. For many of those, that's probably going to be flightless. Pretty much all of them. Yeah, so these mindless undead, one is dressed like its town guard, One of them is dressed as a housewife, and one of them is a child. And these three residents of this town, former citizens, shamble over in your direction and strike with a complete lack of precision. 1, 2, 3. 21. Didn't think so. And a similar event occurs as this creature, which was already knocked down, helps itself back onto its feet and stumbles towards Lady Eleanor and takes her by surprise, biting her on the ankle for 5 points of damage while she is distracted.
Heap.
Further to the north, some more of these shambling undead begin wandering in our direction. Going through the ruins of this house. Moog, this situation doesn't appear to be critical, but it's concerning. The longer we spend here, the more of them are going to appear.
Moog does a dwarven thrower at you see the whoops at this guy?
Yes.
And can it take it off to see? That's one. I get so one hit there.
Uh-huh.
What any effects that I could see? Do I need to double tap it?
No, well, it's like, it's on 1 hit point, and so you crumble it straight back into the ground from where it's coming. But for now, it keeps twitching, even after you break it down. Its body is not completely broken up, certainly not disintegrated, and you're not sure if it suffered like a spinal injury or not at this point, but its head's still intact.
What about this one? What's that? Is that the spirit?
That's right. That's the spirit of the creature.
Right. He's gonna get a dwarven thrower too.
All right, and that's also going to strike it. He holds up his spectral rake to block it, but this gardening spirit is unable to deflect your magical.
And then I'm going to move up. Let me. 25 feet.
All right.
I'm gonna go 25 feet. Right down the center I'll be target.
Very good. So it explodes with the impact, and you're able to consolidate from there.
It's the end of my turn.
Right. Okay. The shadows now animate. They seem to be lingering behind their the bodies that they encompass, but teaming up. In fact, often attacking from the same square. The zombie in one square and the shadow behind, occupying the same location. While the zombies are battering down with these clumsy strikes, the shadows are no less predictable. Their strokes are long and slow and can be seen from a mile away. But that doesn't make the effects any less frightening. 11 or 24 will hit flightless, and the 13 will miss. So you suffer 17 points of necrotic, halved, I suppose, down to 8, and you feel weaker, considerably weaker,
Oh, God.
as right, as all of the power is drained out of your bones. A great number of shadows are in pursuit, following the zombies that they from whose body they originally sprang. And as these new zombies appear on the edge, which you may have noticed, new waves appearing, they of course are tugged along by shadows themselves.
Need to get the hell out of here.
Where's Fireball when you need it?
All right, Sildarin.
Okay. So what's the grand plan here? Are we sort of making a mad dash for the tower?
I'm not sure. I think there's still zombies ahead of us off the map.
There's zombies everywhere to above and below us.
True.
We're moving towards the tower, but yes, that's our general direction of, and the bad guys that are shooting stuff at us.
Yeah, is this way towards the tower, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I'll move up.
Like a wave, a tidal wave, we gotta crash against anything in our way. Don't stop.
Right. At least slow them down. I'll move up here, and then I will cast Spirit Guardians, I think is the one I want. Yeah, I'll cast that as a 4th level spell.
Like that one.
Doing radiant damage. So in this first round, it should hit the closest zombie and shadow thing.
Very good. All
Doesn't
right.
need, of course, all of us as being immune to the effects of it.
Absolutely. Do you know how to put an aura on your token?
Sure don't.
Okie dokie. So click on your token and you'll see a little cogwheel come up, right?
Yep.
Click on the cogwheel, and if you scroll down to the bottom, it should have token aura at the bottom, and you just insert the number of feet, which I think is 15.
That's nifty.
If
That's
you get
it.
killed, if you get killed by strength drain, I don't think Revivify works, would it? Because it would restore you to health with 0 strength, which would just kill you again.
Ooh, I think you might be right.
I'm not
I think you might
100%
be
on
right.
that though.
Yeah, that's no, I think you're right. In fact, don't you get turned into a shadow when you die anyway? So Revivify still wouldn't work.
I think that happens an
So
hour
what
after
happens?
you've died.
Right. Oh yeah, a new shadow rises from the corpse. Yeah. Target dies if the strength reaches 0. So yeah, going up to 1 hit point's not going to help because you didn't die because you got to 0 hit points. You died because you got 0 strength.
Yeah, well, that kind of sucks. Avoid the shadows.
So when I cast this spell, does that count as a creature entering it for the first time on a turn?
No, it does not. No, that's right. So it'll start its turn, and assuming that it starts its turn like the zombie does, it'll hit the zombie before it gets a chance to do anything else. So in effect, it's kind of the same, but
Just delayed.
it's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
In either case, it goes. The effect takes effect before the zombie acts. Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So you're surrounded by this radiant energy. How do your spiritual guardians manifest? What do they look like?
They would be fey-like, I would think. Sort of spectral, something with a stormish bent, perhaps.
Nice. Awesome. So all these
Ravens
little
or some
storm
other kind of storm crow or
raven.
perhaps.
All right, that's really cool. That's that's interesting that you would choose ravens. So you've got these storm ravens with a slightly mercurial, fey-like appearance, protecting you and pecking at the eyes of the zombies and. All right, Eleanor. Well, the radiant energy that Sylvarin has produced is welcome, I do suspect, but you become, I think, instantly aware that, like a single drop of alcohol or a little bit of salt rubbed into a wound, this radiant energy is an abnormality in a sea of negative energy. And you're right, yeah. We couldn't have painted a bigger target upon ourselves.
Well, I might as well add to it.
Might as well add to it, right? Like when you've got a candle, why not make a torch?
Yeah. All right, I will move 30 feet here and take the attack of opportunity from the zombie. Trying to
All
keep
right.
moving.
The zombie hits you with its rake.
Not quite.
Get off my lawn!
And then I'll use my action to cast Crusader's Mantle as my cloak turns into solid radiant energy.
Wow.
Spell card.
I feel like she's one-upping you there, Sylvarin. It's like, anything you can do, I can do better.
If you're within 30 feet of me, all your weapon attacks do an extra d4 of radiant damage.
All right, you might want to put an aura down as well of a different color. That's probably the easiest way for us to calculate it. It shouldn't be too confusing.
Do you like rolling any damage? Where are you at?
I'll make it green.
You can see, everyone can see Sildara's aura, right?
I can. I can't see mine at the moment.
Yeah, I can.
Yep, you can see that, but you can't see your own. You should be able to see yours, but I can't see it either. How curious.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
It's definitely there.
any on her either.
If I try the different color, that doesn't change things either. Weird.
Bizarre.
Definitely there. Must be a Roll20 thing, I guess. It's definitely there. You've definitely got permission to see it, and I'd be able to see it even if you guys couldn't, and I can't. So it's just going to put it down to Roll20. We can try the second aura. Did that help? It didn't help, did it?
Oh, it's maybe because I put. Hold on. Yeah, oh, there we go. I got it.
Oh, what was wrong?
I put 30 feet instead of just 30. So.
Oh, so it didn't know what 30 feet meant. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
My dick is
good.
bigger than yours.
So yeah, if you're in the green circle, you get a d4 of radiant damage on each of your weapon strikes.
I love that. It's like a Venn diagram. Both circles.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a quip for it, but I can't. Anyway. Something that Eleanor is both, whatever it is, whatever the Venn diagram represents, intelligence and beauty. Anyway.
All right, that's it.
Okay, so from up on the yeah. No, go ahead. Dick Van Dyke? No. Hobgoblin's turn. All right, so up here on the roof, the hobgoblins are balancing on the edge of a broken roof. The whole place has suffered pretty severe destruction and has crumbled in upon itself, and the zombies are shambling their way through that broken structure. The hobgoblins think that they are hidden. They aren't really. But their closest target is likely to be Eleanor, since poor old Flightless is under probably a little bit too much pressure here. Though Moog would also make an appropriate victim. In any case, we're going to be maybe a little bit too far away for them anyway. The darts don't go that far. But these spells probably will. Nope, they're only 30 feet as well. That's not very useful. That's what I did wrong. Okay, cool. So they do use their Shadow Jaunt, but they also have multi-attack, and Shadow Jaunt is part of that multi-attack. Thought I was doing something wrong. So they are just going to teleport straight down onto the ground. Hearing exactly where they intend to be. And from here they will unleash a succession of these darts. The range is only 60, so they're all going to have to target Eleanor since Moog isn't actually within range for any of them. And that means a hell of a lot of ninja stars, or these shurikens, just flying out like a steel rain. 4 of them each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The last one hits.
Oh, it does it? How interesting. So maybe in this anime, like these 100 ninja stars go through the sky, right? And it looks like you block them all until you turn to the camera and there's this single scratch across your face and a tiny trail of blood that goes down your cheek. You are now able to grit your teeth.
Wipe my thumb across the scratch on my cheek.
Brilliant. Well, if you were evil, you would do that, and if you're evil, you would maybe taste your own blood. But lawful good characters don't do that. Brilliant. All right. So yeah.
How much damage?
Oh, how much damage? Thank you for reminding me to do that. 4 piercing as it scrapes its way across your cheek.
All right. Pretty insignificant, but it will make me make a con save. There we go.
Right. The hobgoblins are quite astonished to see that you weather it, but they furrow their brows and don't appear to be afraid, just surprised.
Alrighty.
Artisan, these zombies and shadows are beginning to close in by the score.
All right. I'm going
with radiant energy.
I'm going to full sprint as far as I can, which is only 60, to the caster. Still in that radius.
Yeah, still in the radius. No attacks of opportunity.
And is this building right here, can my Steel Defender walk through it, or is it like walls?
Yeah, that's right. So this one here and the one that you just referred to, where if you can't see the roof, then consider it to be like a fallout building, if you know what I mean. Just an open structure with walls that aren't really walls at all.
He's going to go up to here, try to defend Flightless as best as he can. And he's also going to are either of the shadows hurt?
I don't think they are, no.
Okay,
There's
then he's
another
going
one
to
here.
do force damage on the one to his right. Or force attack. Takes a weapon, doesn't hit.
No, it fends it off with a rolling pin that it had been using to make dough for her family.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Finnick, being a rabbit-blooded creature, your twitchiness and anxiety are beginning to go into overdrive now, as everything just seems to be going so slowly. And that's not good for a rabbit.
But I see the triangle of protection. I'm going to go hide in this triangle here.
Oh, look at that! That is safety. They
I'm
say
gonna
that
go
triangles are the
to about,
strongest shape. Yep.
I think that.
Brilliant.
I'm
Very.
trying to think where the most undead are to like use this as a human shield. You look at that, bud.
Very
The
cool.
lightning arrow would be really effective where Flightless is standing, if you don't mind shooting him.
Save the bird.
I was gonna try to get the hobgoblins. I was gonna leave the undead for you guys.
Go ahead.
All right. Seeing as the necrotic energy has done little against the party, the the magician
Sorry, I was
who
gonna make an attack.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's just reading through the thing. I was gonna do 2 shots at this one here.
Very good.
Just reading how many attacks I could put the lightning arrow to, and I think it's just 1, right?
Yeah, don't forget
Think
to add
so.
a d4 to each of those. Damage.
Flightless, our tank.
Is an 18 gonna be enough to hit?
18 will certainly be enough to hit.
Then that is
A lot. Sharpshooter.
Whoa!
Love it.
adding about that's a +3 arrow, and I'm adding about 6 different damages from 6 different things.
Nice! Look at that! It's like a paragraph unto itself.
I love that. 48.
It's hilarious.
Christ.
And the 2 here also must make, I think, is it a dex save for lightning arrow, and or take 2d8 damage.
Excellent.
Post it the thing there, not with the bit up there.
10 feet, yeah, perfect. Dexterity, hey? 1, 2. Or just 1. Try again. Right.
Did you work out your
So-
save again? 15 spell DC. So
Brilliant. So they will leap out of the way just in time to take no damage, presumably. It's half, is it?
So
Fantastic.
half of 12.
Half of 12.
Unless they have evasion too.
I was checking for that, and they did not.
Kind of ninjas
That's it.
don't have evasion. Yeah, what kind of ninjas don't have evasion? Come on.
Right. It seems like an oversight. Like,
And which one got hit by the lightning arrow? Because I'll take my second shot at him.
the dead one.
Oh no, I mean the rebound to lightning.
Oh, I thought it hit both of them. Right. So this top one then.
It says each creature within 10 feet should hit both of
Each
them.
creature. So both. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think one saved, right? So I was just wondering which one actually took the damage.
Good call. Yeah. No, they both saved. One's got a 22 and one got a 15. The DC is 15, so if they equal the save, then they pass. So they both saved. All right, but that's it turns out that saving throws are temporary, and this one is executed all the same. The closer one or the one that's further away?
Just go for the closer one.
Yeah, of course. I forget what the purple was meant to be that he was hidden, but that doesn't matter anymore. Well, in their defense, they did manage to throw 100 shurikens first, so it's kind of like Ninja Scroll, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like that.
They drew blood.
They drew blood. They get to the afterlife, and each of them argues over whose shuriken was the one that drew blood.
And for the
So,
last thing, I'll bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on that last surviving one.
That's quite a combo. Yeah, that's a pretty effective round that you've managed to deliver there.
Fuck that motherfucker. Shoot him in the face.
Coming for you, bad boys, bad boys. The the wizard, the magician, whose robes are of the Netherese distinction, Netherese style, Netherese runes. They bear a scepter within their hand that they are using as their spell focus. This shadowy, literally shadowy, shady Netherese magician is able to see the destruction of their minions through the half-destroyed building, and they panic a little bit. They're quite surprised by this event, and they give it everything that they've got. They cast a spell. I think we're in counter spell range anyway, but seeing the necrotic damage did little, let's see how you fare against the power of the rather mild storm. A Category 2 storm! So indeed. So I probably shouldn't have deleted that 2020 thing. I need it again. We can expand the Venn diagram and make it an even better Venn diagram. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so what if we place it?
How close do you be to the paladin to get the paladin goodness?
10 feet. Yes, 10 feet at this level.
Hey.
It's +3, yeah. It is 14, the DC is. Yeah.
Moog doesn't make it.
How far are you from me? Oh, you're out of my range.
Now, notably, the damage is both bludgeoning and cold. It's great big chunks of ice and this huge Arctic wind that blisters down. So you're struck for if it's important, 9 points of bludgeoning followed by 10 points of cold, and if you save, then it's 4 and 5. It also makes the area difficult terrain, I think, until the start or maybe the end of the caster's next turn. But when he again sees that even his most powerful magics have barely slowed you down, he breaks into flight and scurries away, disappearing behind one of the solid parts of the building and obscuring himself completely from view. The fuck?
It's time to hunt him.
But why is my spell DC 14 and theirs is 17? That's bullshit. He's pretty upset.
Did it affect this? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just asking, did it affect this guy?
It absolutely, yeah, it did. I've almost rolled them and then I didn't get around to it. So this one is affected, and this guy is affected, and that's all. Doesn't affect the zombie, but it does affect these two shadows, and I don't think I rolled for them.
What about these zombies?
Which ones? Oh yeah, those guys. I somehow didn't even see them. Certainly affects them. Yeah. And one of the shadows is able to avoid the worst of it, taking only 9 instead of 19. This shadow is destroyed, and the two zombies are pummeled severely, bruised and battered and broken, but unperturbed. They don't care that they've just had their heads crushed in. The horde coming from below as well.
Well, a gap just opened up right here. Oh,
Oh,
and
nice.
difficult terrain as well. Nice.
And difficult terrain. Oh, shit. Yeah. Alright. Yes, and it bleeds shadowy blood. All the damage, and you drive your blade through its ephemeral heart, and it fades away into ectoplasm. Yeah, this is tense. You trample underneath cobblestones that are beginning to loosen, their mortar crumbling and drying out, and yeah, above you the roiling purple sky can be seen only 150 feet above your head.
Did you disengage? I was gonna say. I was wondering why they didn't all take their attacks of opportunity on you.
Very good. Alright. So, first of all, zombies that are in the spiritual guardians, and of which there are 2. Wisdom, right? Yeah, wisdom. Bam, bam.
Quite wise,
Ooh.
apparently.
Those are some good saves.
Pretty good. Don't think it's going to matter. 'Cause they got like 3 hit points left. And, yeah, there we go. Right. Okay, right. So they are just ripped to pieces by the radiant energy, and there is simply nothing left of them. They vaporize and disintegrate. This one will probably suffer a similar fate. Oh no, it won't actually. The blue Venn diagram, it will end there. So this one will shuffle, get up off its feet, and take a step towards Moog and reach out, trying to bite his ankle. Not as effective as you'd expect it to be. And this one wants to go for flightless because he's alive, but is being distracted by the steel defender. So it'll provoke an attack of opportunity from the steel defender because it doesn't care about killing a robot. It wants the life.
Was a 13 hit?
It certainly does, and you rip a huge chunk of flesh out of the zombie's back.
8 force.
But it doesn't stop it. And so it catches up with Flightless and tries to lay its hands around his neck.
Poor birdie.
Fumble. Gets a handful of... Indeed, right? Yeah. And so he
One in
fumbles
4
and gets a
chance of just
handful of...
dying.
Ooh, you had to think of it like that. Shit. Yeah, good call.
So if the shadow hits you, there's a 1 in 4 chance of just dying.
Hooray!
Okay. That's okay then.
You're doing fine. Nothing to worry about. A handful of feathers is all that the zombie is rewarded with. Yep. No. Spirit Guardians is blue. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the spell attack of the caster that ran away.
Yeah. That's right. So this is a difficult terrain for 1 round. Alright. The zombies shuffle and shamble ahead. Oh, and they reach you too. 20 and 20, yeah. 20-foot movement speed and they dash. No. So 20 foot. And I guess this one must presumably make it as well. No, not quite. Yeah. They are truly quite pathetic. The shadows are not so slow, however. That's it. Not understanding the logistics of the 3rd level spell Spirit Guardians, one of the zombies just goes headfirst into it.
Spirit Guardian,
Fails.
the perfect
Yeah.
zombie meat grinder.
Certainly is. So is that 19 radiant damage, or is the 20 thunder relevant as well?
No, that was some other things that would click. It would just be the. Wow, it would have been 15, but it should be 48 because I cast it at a higher level spell.
Cool. It gets the extra D8 in there. That's the 4 above it, so it'll be 19, which is great. But it's not going to be quite enough to end this zombie's career. And meanwhile, to the north, more of them shamble down. Pressure grows quite exponentially. Mr. Moog.
All right. Half is right there, right? 10 or 15. It's going to make 3 squares or 2.
You always round down, sadly.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll pick up.
Mm.
You guys will all be surpassing me soon. I'll be taking up the rear. So I come up here and throw the. I start clearing them off the bird. So let's see how. As soon as they get close, this guy. I can hit this one. And I'm going to go on this one. On this one right here.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to strike him directly, and it will knock one of his arms off.
I think Turn Undead's only 30 feet, though.
Yes.
And
Is
then
it? Oh, is it? I thought it was 60.
I'm going to do the next one. This guy.
Lobber. And you break its chest, break open its chest cavity, and you can see rotten organs such as a still beating dead heart within the chest cavity, but it doesn't even slow the creature down.
Those 2 attacks should have D4s attached to them
Oh, good point.
of radiant damage.
That makes a big difference because it means that this guy who was merely lost his arm is in fact vaporized. The arm turns into dust and the zombie just falls apart straight after.
So I'm glad to see Crusader's Mantle get some use.
Yeah,
I think I've ever seen it used before.
it's king right here. Yeah, so an extra D4 damage from the second attack as well.
Awesome. That's the end of my turn.
I just type /R space 1d4 for the extra d4 damage. Unless you factored it in already. No, there we go. Yeah, cool. All right, and so you strike it in the chest, and rather than the bones just breaking, they disintegrate, and in a sparkle of glitter, the zombie's chest cavity has a hole clean through it from one side to the other.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's probably not the adjective I would use, but yeah, beautiful for a dwarf, no doubt.
Yeah, D4 is not that much, but in this situation where radiant damage automatically kills zombies and does double damage to shadows, pretty amazing.
Precisely. Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts as well. Ooh. The shadows, however, are fast. They glide along through the air faster than the person would have been able to run when they were conscious. And speaking of consciousness, they're smarter than the zombies as well. They are not mindless automatons. They are the spectral memories of the person. And while the zombie is the physical memory, doing the physical actions, this is the spiritual memory. And the mind, obviously, perhaps remembers better than the body does. And so they use tactics where the zombies do not. As they advance and they witness the pain of seeing their own bodies disintegrate thanks to Sildarin's spiritual guardians and also the magical effect on the end of our weapons now, the shadows don't. They become more cautious, and they circle their way around Sildarin, and not affected by the difficult terrain. Not that they're in it, but being flying creatures, they're not affected. But as they avoid Sildarin, they seek out other targets instead that are not protected by this radiant aura. And that, my friends, is going to be flightless.
Sad bird noises.
Might be it for our favourite voice recording machine.
Well, hopefully they can't attack.
They cannot attack. No, they cannot. But when you are swarmed to the degree that flightless is,
Yeah.
That'll
Doesn't
teach
look
you
good.
to tank, crazy bro. Get back, you. Oh my.
So many of them.
look at them all.
Would it be really mean if I casted a lightning arrow next turn on that?
It would be really merciful.
It's like being covered in a.
Yes, it's a dex save and then you take no damage.
It's like being covered
Fire
in
it at
a
you so I
swarm
can
of-
hit them all.
It's like being covered in a swarm of rock grubs. You
Ah!
want to be fireballed at that point.
It reminds me of the story of Long Tan, the Battle of Long Tan, where the Australians are pinned down by the Vietnamese to the point where they just call the New Zealand artillery and say, look, just fucking fire upon us, you know? Just fire upon us.
That's called danger close.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Not so friendly. Oh, damn, I forgot about the shadows to the north.
Or my
Fortunate.
position.
Fortunately, I remembered them in time. It is not. It's rather neutral when it comes down to it.
It's time to hug the cleric for the rest of this encounter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shadows.
A lot of shadows. And keep in mind that this is just a fraction of them. There are more coming. There are more coming. Sildarin, it may be over.
Oh, we can't move very far. I guess we'll shuffle forward. The yellow circle's the difficult terrain, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Beautiful.
Then I guess
Ooh, it puts that one shadow in yours.
try and clear some of these things out. So I will
Here we
use
go.
that and then cast
Here it comes.
Destructive wave.
Oh boy.
So
Brilliant.
everything within 30 feet will take con save, will take max thunder damage, presumably 30 damage, and then 5d6 radiant damage.
Oh yeah, buddy. That's a nice.
Pretty much everything in the green circle. Standing right next
I
to me.
gave him a new circle. I think I'm not even sure what color it is because
We've got a large magenta.
a magenta circle. That's right, it's a magenta circle, as opposed to the violet circle slightly below it. Is that violet? I don't know. I'm not really good with my purples. But it appears to be just about everything. Pretty much everything. Half damage on a successful save. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. So I am going to wipe out the things that, no matter what happens, they're going to be destroyed.
So that's 48 damage total, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
'cause you-
30 points of thunder because it's max damage with the channeled affinity destructive wrath thing, and then 18 radiant.
Oh man. The god of destruction, Talos, he wakes up. He was having a snooze until this spell was cast, and he's like, "What the fuck was that?" Looks down from heaven. All right. Did you say so? 47, right?
48.
48. It doesn't matter if any of them pass their saving throws; they are all destroyed. But it's going to affect everyone, right? Including the Steel Defender, for example.
Each creature you choose.
No, I
Creature you
choose.
choose.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Talos wakes up and he's like, "That's a fucking stupid spell," and he goes back to bed.
I need to start taking that from people.
That nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 confirmed kills.
That's fucking awesome.
My goodness. Yeah, I think that might be a campaign record. I think that's a lot,
So much for their strategery.
Right.
right?
Now we need to hustle.
Yeah,
Sonic
yeah,
boom.
exactly. Yeah, this is the atomic option. All right, well that cleared the board really, really nicely. Is that the end of your turn, Sildarin, or would you like to do something else as well?
That's all I got.
All right, fantastic. Lady Eleanor Veyran.
I'm just going to stand there for a moment, astonished at the sheer destruction I just witnessed. And the fact that it left all of us unscathed. And then quickly proceed. I will go here. And try and cut down this lone zombie.
All right,
He can join his friends.
this is a guard zombie.
16.
All right. The guard zombie does not know how to use its own shield and just leaves its shield at limp at its side while it gets stabbed in the chest.
Natural one.
It
That's
will
a
not
total.
matter, for the radiant energy has destroyed it already.
Alrighty.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I thought the 26 damage, so 11, I miscalculated. 22, it's still gonna, that will destroy it anyway. 22 is its hit points, that's perfect.
You
Yeah,
just go to bonk and there's nothing there.
yeah, exactly. You just hit the motes of dust. Yeah. Brilliant.
Alrighty.
This is going well. The hobgoblin monk grunts, and he says in halting common, "You fight better than I could have anticipated. Where did you learn, and what school did you study at?" He's asking the party in general.
Come down here and we'll be showing you.
Mm. Mm. I fear that my shadow magic is no match for your light magic, but I can still prove myself strong. And he will shadow, or maybe he'll use his yeah. No, what the hell? We're just going to run straight into it. So this green aura. What is the green aura? That's
Crusader's
radiant
Mantle.
weapons. Yeah, yeah. But he's not going to be affected if he moves into it, is he?
No.
Okay, cool. So he will run towards Moog, but Moog taunted him. How can he resist? He knows it's suicide, but he can't resist the taunt, and so he runs towards Moog. And I think this probably actually won't trigger Spirit Guardians. I'm not sure. I'll be happy to hear your input. But if he runs there and then teleports it into it, I don't think he's entering it. I'm not sure.
No.
Well, good point. Yeah, good point.
Fine.
But I don't think that you are technically you certainly are. Like in a technical sense, you certainly are. But I think in a game sense, you're not. I don't know. I might be wrong on that. But I think that you can avoid stuff like that by teleporting in. Again, I might be wrong. It doesn't really matter. He runs straight towards Moog. Shadow jaunts in to hand-to-hand combat, and then begins a series of unarmed strikes, axe kicks and roundhouses, jabs, and a right hook. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think teleporting. Yeah, I don't think it does because you don't trigger opportunity attacks or anything. I don't think it counts as movement. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think that's
Probably need
around
some
about
kind
how
of
I interpret it.
probably need like some sort of Jeremy Crawford clarification, but I don't really know.
Because you're not entering the square in a technical sense. You're just appearing there. It's a different a different technicality. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, he throws a series of attacks, and as it turns out, using your bare fists and bare feet against dwarven adamantine lace steel is ineffective. Who'd have thunk?
Who would have thunk it?
I will take one swipe at him as a. Since he missed, I'll use one of my superiority die
Good call.
until my turn comes to reply. So I'll take a superiority die. And I will. Dwarven plus
Ooh.
superiority die damage. Sorry, I'm trying to find the spirit. There it is. 1d8. Oh, not much.
All right. Oh, a mortal wound, but not a lethal one. And there he is impaled on, or rather crushed by the riposte of your hammer somehow. And as he stands there half dazed, I am forced to admit, your light school is superior to my shadow.
Yes, certainly is.
Who are you?
Defeat me, if you wish to find out.
You'll be on your back soon enough.
You will have to break that back first. Mr. Artisan.
All right.
Go forward. I got him. Don't be looking here.
Okay. I was just gonna shoot him in the fucking face with a crossbow, just to like not give him the satisfaction of dying hand to hand.
No, he's not.
I guess I'll just take out the guy in front of me. Do. Is that a hit?
With ease. They are incredibly clumsy, and even if they do wear armor, they don't know how to use it, so it's useless for them.
Alright, so that's 15.
15 damage with and it's fire damage. It's flaming.
Fire and 4 radiant.
All right. Oh, and fire and radiant. Yeah, right. And 15 in total. He set a flame, and they burn before your very eyes. But it but while they're on fire, like a human torch, they keep swinging.
Oh, swing back. That probably doesn't hit.
It will not. No, it will actually. Armor class is 8, so a 9 will hit.
That's hilarious.
Pretty funny.
Exactly the same damage.
And this time it combusts. The path is becoming clear.
Actually, for some reason, it messed up. I don't know why it switched to just 3. It's supposed to be 1d10 plus 3 on the first attack. So that's fucking weird. I'll just roll a d10 to see if the first attack killed it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So 8 plus 3, it's 11 plus 8, 23 damage on the first attack.
Yeah, so it would have been destroyed with the initial strike.
Okay. Then, can I put up my sword or drop my sword and take out my hand crossbow and shoot at this one?
Yep. The sword
Okay.
clangs as it hits the stone at your feet.
Dopamine.
It's an accurate strike, but your target is particularly easy.
10.
It explodes upon impact upon the zombie's chest. But apart from exposing the ribs and the rotten flesh beneath, it does not impede the monster's movement.
And my still defender will go. Just stand there. That'll be my turn.
Alright, Finnick, you are caught in the hail and the rain, and it is slowing your progress.
Is it only supposed to be for 1 round?
It is, and the round will pass at the after Finnick's go.
Is it just difficult movement, right? Difficult training?
That's all. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a ranger, I'll ignore that and just move 35 feet down here.
Very well. You go ahead.
In the perfect spot, I get to benefit from all the good circles.
Perfect. You see the circles moving, and so you quickly run to catch up with them, ignoring all of the environmental hazards along the way.
And then I will just take a shot at this thing here.
All right.
I'll use my bonus action to move the hunter's mark onto it, because I cast that on the other thing that... 10. Yeah, 10 is still alive on that, and that thing's eating
So you
my hunter's
can't.
mark.
Yeah, which means you can't switch it. I think.
Sorry,
Pretty
Malcolm,
sure
I'm going to have
creature
to steal that kill from you.
Yes. I am forced.
I'll leave that kill for Moog. I'll just go for the shade.
Alrighty.
Shadow.
It's a precision strike. And there is a small puff of glitter as the radiant energy interacts with the necrotic energy, and we see quantum entanglement in motion.
Then just add that other thing. One.
Boom. We repeat our experiment. And once again, the sparkles and the darkness interact with each other like a collapsing black hole.
That'll be my turn.
Right. Yeah, that's right. In this encounter, if we make it to the other side of the map, then, and assuming we keep going, then we can be presumed to kind of outrun the horde. If you guys have played Left 4 Dead or presumably any zombie first-person shooter, like if you can get through this horde, then you get back to picking off individuals, and that's it's not your go. It's the Netherese Vizier's go. Yeah. He certainly did appear. Okay. So, um. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Um. Um. Doesn't have that. Does have that. Let's see. Look, another Shadow Ball is probably the best choice that it has. The Ice Storm didn't do very well. The Shadow Ball didn't do really well either. How about an upcast Shadow Ball? Let's go with that. So where's this? I'll just use the same token again. It's 20 feet once again. If we put it right here, boom, that's going to be pretty effective. Upcast the Shadow Ball. 38 damage, halved if you are resistant to necrotic.
Even if the dragon passes that, it dies anyway.
It will still perish.
So is the difficult terrain gone?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, and it doesn't affect saving throws anyway, I don't think. But it is gone either at the start or the end of the Vizier's turn. At the end of the next turn, yeah. I guess it doesn't matter either case, but it persists until after the Shadow Ball. Yeah, so there's a big
38
explosion.
halved and halved again if you save end with the necrotic resistance.
That's right, yeah. And so it goes from being 38 down to 19, and from 19 down to 9. Yeah.
What does it round down?
Yeah, always rounds down. Yeah, everything in D&D rounds down because math.
Oof.
Is that a concentration check?
Yeah, I'm gonna use inspiration to reroll that.
All right.
Too far away from the paladin this time.
Hang on to them guardians. Ooh, and you do. All
Yeah,
right.
I only took 9 damage. So.
Yeah, pretty insignificant. The Vizier sees that things are not going its way. So it once again disappears from view and hides himself behind some of the only structure that is still intact. Flightless. Excellent. All right. It's not based on sight, and a 13 means that you know that they disappeared from over here, and you also know that you can't see that location over there. It's just blocked by terrain. You don't know where they are. You know where they were when they disappeared. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Ah. Alright, so these zombies deliberately enter the spirit guard. That's what they want to do. Or DC 17 almost. 15 and 7. So you slow them down, but
They also go, half speed and take 15 damage.
very cool. Yeah, so that's why I stopped them where they were. I think they technically would have had enough movement to get in if they could, but so they've slowed down, being caught up in the Guardians, and now you can just kite them. Really, as long as you move fast enough, they're not going to catch up with you. The same can't be said about these ones that are on Moog. They don't enter the Spiritual Guardians, not out of any tactical choice, but simply because there's nowhere for them to go. They go to the most direct route after their prey, and that is here. Some more zombies appear on the edge, so they are chasing us to catch up, but as long as we get a move on, then we should be able to reach the objective of the tower or the hill before they reach us. Moog, that was easy.
All right, having fun with the monk. So I will be Shocker, Dwarven Thrower. Do I get any pluses?
I don't think so, no.
I mean, for damage if I hit, though, in here, in this bubble.
Oh, okay.
No,
No.
the green one.
Only the green one? Okay. Right. Dwarven Thrower.
So he dodges the first blow, but the second one, the backswing perhaps is too quick, and it catches the hobgoblin. You're trying to kill him, right?
Well, if he's going to be talking, I'll be knocking him senseless. On his
Brilliant.
back, like I told him. I'll be pushing him on his back on the end one if it doesn't knock him off his feet.
Crunch. And so he is incapacitated, taken down, and is on 0 hit points. And he says, "No, don't leave me like this. Kill me. I don't wish to die at the hands of the zombies."
Speak your words, and I'll be saving you.
He nods. "I will not betray my masters, but I will not tell you a lie either. You may judge if my life is worth ending for what you learn."
You said you'd tell us if I knocked you on your back. Would I be saving you?
That I shall. I will tell you, and you can decide if my words are worth my life or not.
So Moog shoves this guy as his last part with the shield shove. To knock him down. Knock him down.
The zombie is collected and tripped up quite easily.
And no, I'm just going to do Sentinel on this guy. So if any of these guys, this guy try to hit him, I'll get one attack.
All right. You protect him from their ravagers. Okay. But the shadows are, of course, relentless and fast. They move in to surround the life force of the weak, and in this case, that is the hobgoblin.
Yeah, I
And
guess we're not beginning his words.
not unless you can say them in 6 seconds. Alright, Sildurin, you certainly cleared the vast majority of the threats, but they are relentless and apparently never ending, so there are more yet to come.
Just keep on trucking, eh? Um,
Yeah, so I see more spawning at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Just need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, we do. Let me clear this. Go.
I'll move up here, I think. And then I guess use
Attacks of
my,
opportunity, right? From zombie and a shadow.
no, I'm just moving up beside them.
Oh, you're arriving there, right? I thought you were moving away. I didn't think that you were there originally, but then I saw. Anyway, cool.
And then I guess I'll use Turn Undead.
All right.
I think is everything within 30 feet has to take a Wisdom save or peace out.
And that's everything, I'm pretty sure. Probably not this one, but all of the rest of them it's going to affect.
Yeah, looks
Okay,
like
so
everything in our immediate vicinity, yeah.
precisely. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5, 6 zombies, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6. DC 17. Well, one of them passed. 2 of them passed. 2, 3, 4, 5. I rolled one too many, so unless there's 7, only one of them pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep,
There is
so
7.
only.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, there is 7? Okay, cool. Alright, I'll decide that one of the close ones and one of the furthest ones are the ones that pass. All of the rest of them I'll put a purple dot on. Oh, are they? Very good. Cool. That makes it easier.
Still darn getting all the multi-kills.
It's good
Yes.
to be Rick into necrotic, fighting the dead.
Yeah,
Just XP
yeah.
farm these zombies.
Right. It's, yeah, exactly. Like, if this is an MMO, all the priests would come to Tilverton.
Yeah.
Brilliant. In necrotic rings of necrotic resistance, it's just hack, total hacks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 5 in this case. No, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All fail. And that means that I'm pretty sure they're challenge rating 1/2 as well, so they will also be destroyed. Challenge rating 1/2, yeah.
Shadows are only 1/2. Jesus.
Right? Like this CR system, perfect and completely balanced. Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to talk real complaints, then try Brain Dogs. What are they? Intellect Devourers. I think they're challenge rating 1/2 as well. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Shades can kill me in potentially 2 attacks. I only have 8 strength.
Yeah. See? And it doesn't matter if you're level 20. If you've got a strength of 8, then 2 attacks. 2 natural 20s and it's over. Incredible. Yeah, they're dangerous, especially in large numbers.
So one of the zombies right in front of me passed its saving throw.
He did, and it's one of the ones that is not in front of you. Also,
All right.
yeah, right.
I guess I'll use a bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon and attack that zombie. No, Spiritual Weapon isn't. It just lasts for a minute.
Yeah, that's right. Guardians and weapon is a good combo.
Cleric's OP.
All right.
And can I use this is not clear to me whether or not for the spiritual weapon attack
Mm,
you can use things like Divine Strike.
no, the spiritual weapon attacks is an independent thing. It's just consider it to be a pet rather than, I don't know, anything else. It has its own damage and its own damage only.
Okay. Would it benefit from the Crusader Mantle thing?
Don't think so, because I imagine that targets creatures. I don't know that for sure, but I would say that Crusader Mantle gives a benefit to all creatures or something like that.
I post
And
the spell card again.
friendly creatures, yeah.
Yeah, each non-hostile creature. Yeah. I
And
think the
this
spirit
and
weapon counts as
it's not a creature. It's just a spell, not a creature. Yeah. 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 It's like a kamikaze raven. Bam. Um. Nice. It's a great strike, but it won't finish off the zombie. 11 points of damage, and blasts a hole in the zombie's head, but it keeps shambling on.
That's all I got.
This zombie was a bartender in life. Lady Eleanor. Last
Alright.
drinks.
Yeah, I think the path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Ha.
So 30 feet. And I'll ready my action to move another 30 feet when the party catches up.
Very cool. The hobgoblin, he is still alive, isn't he, for now? He is. We destroyed all the undead, so he's no longer, he's kind of safe. And, what do you wish to know? What do you wish to know? He asks Morg from his vulnerable position.
Who do you work for?
Artisan.
Hearing that, Artisan doesn't know what it means, but another life does. And he's going to make his crossbow shots. Can I have picked up? Am I able to pick up my sword without?
Yeah, that's right. That'll be your interact with object for this round.
Okay. And I'll use that and make 2 shots at the zombie in the building.
Alrighty. Straight between the eyes, but your hand crossbow doesn't have the power to penetrate the skull very deeply, and so now the zombie is walking around with a bolt sticking out of its forehead.
What about that?
Critical fumble will always miss.
Oh, okay.
Natural 1 will always miss.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'll have... Oh, but my Steel Defender doesn't have any radiant, so he'll just turn into a shadow. I'll... finish my movement there.
It's going to be taking Moog 33 turns to catch up with you.
Steel Defender's gonna get ready to intercept the zombie in case it attacks.
Alright. Finnick, you can see hordes of shambling undead coming towards you, being pulled along by their shadows.
Gotta be moving.
How tall is the roof?
Generally about 10 to 15 feet tall. 10 feet at the ceiling and 15 foot at the shingles.
Just 35 movement to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'd be like, 15 to get up here?
15 to get up, yeah.
I would use my weird cloak to just run up the wall to get to there, and that'd be my turn.
Brilliant. Pieces of the wall and the paint peel as you power your way up there, but the roof holds under your weight. Alright. The Netherese Vizier pops up from their hiding spot, which was basically where they hit the dirt in the first place. And determined to slow you down and drive you off. And having seen that, well, the Shadow Ball isn't that effective, but it's kind of doing the trick. It's not terrible. Doesn't have a lot of other options. Come on, roll 20. Don't be like this. Ooh. Far away. We're still too far, aren't we? Oh no, not necessarily. Ooh. Okay. It's gonna try a bold move. Now this building, as you may be able to visualize, is made of pieces. Parts of the wall are intact, the windows have been blown out, the door frame is there but there's no door, and so they're effectively porous. There is structure to hide behind, not very strong, but there is structure, but it's just as easy to step over the impediment. Maybe it's difficult terrain, but it's not any true, it's not any real obstacle. And so he advances, this shadowy Vizier advances to a position where they're leaning out of a window that no longer really exists, besides a wall that is kind of falling down. And credit where it's due, they move in bravely to confront us in close combat, and they unleash a spell.
Yeah.
No, not anymore. Not since Isabella's gone, I don't think. I think she could probably counterspell. Maybe she could, maybe she couldn't. I think she could. So I don't actually have the right template for this one. I've got a 30-foot cone, but I need a 60-foot cone.
Is this
I've
cone
never
of
bothered
cold?
to make one up. It's like cone of cold. Yes. Yes, that's right. It's cone of even better than cold.
Tragic.
Okay, so it'll be 60
Oh,
foot on one side, I think, which is about that. That's about right. Might be a bit short.
Nasty. I think it's a con save, right?
Con save. That's right.
Oh,
It is.
Oh,
Does it go up onto the roof? I take it probably does, right?
Yes, it will. Yeah, she angles it so that it will. Cones are 3-dimensional too. All right. The DC is only 14, so it's pretty easy to pass, but the damage is all pretty high all the same. 39 necrotic, which rounds down to 19, which rounds down to 9. They then go prone. They hit the deck and disappear from view.
Countering me. Wanted to shoot at them.
Certainly know where they are, but they're behind a not particularly strong wall of crumbling stone and rotting wood. Right, flightless. Well, your necrotic ring of necrotic resistance has paid for itself a few times over by now. That's right, a window without any glass, just a window frame, yeah, or a door frame, or a hole in the wall. Basically, whatever you need. Yeah, if you want a solid piece of wall, there's a solid piece. If you want a flimsy piece, so on. There he is. He is prone, so you will have advantage. He tries to curl up into a ball, and
Not in the face.
right. You do not. His fetal tactics have proven to be brilliant and effective. Right. Alright, a couple of zombies. Gonna shuffle our way. This zombie first of all.
So that one will take the Spirit Guardian damage straight off, right?
Straight up. So roll a decent one so I don't have to give him a saving throw.
Where is that again? Nice.
Okay, 11. So he gets a saving throw. Destroyed. And the others, foolishly attracted by the radiant light, they also start pouring in. Though only 2 of them can actually even make it.
No, half speed in there as well.
Yeah, so they don't actually even get into hand to hand. One of them is caught up, and that'll destroy him. He's already been injured, and it weakens the one that is now at last catching up. But they're not really the big concerns. The zombies coming from the south and the west and the north, they are accompanied by their shadows, so that makes them a more significant threat.
so some seem to be with shadows bound to them, and some don't. Is that what's going on?
That's
Okay.
right. They all have shadows, but we've already destroyed this wave of shadows. Like when we destroyed the bartender shadow, we were destroying this guy's soul.
Yeah,
The zombies
shadows
are
come
only
in
just...
way faster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, their disembodied forms came out of their corpses, whereas these ones are still more or less attached to their corpses, pulling them along like a magnet. or a leash. All right, Moog. Tell me.
Run.
Don't let me die like this. Tell me.
I
Do
can have my
it.
spiritual weapon kill that guy.
Moog. You may be muted.
He is muted.
Said, tell me where the weapon is, or I'll give you. No, sorry. Before I moved, I said, so I didn't know I was muted.
Sorry.
Tell me where the weapon is, and you get your warrior's death.
It is a magical spell. An arcane ritual. The magicians casted it on this city. I was witness to it. I saw it happen only a few hours ago.
Can it be dispelled?
It seems to be an apocalyptic spell. More powerful than anything I have seen.
Is it
I have heard of genies granting wishes, but I have never seen anything like this before.
Is it in the tower?
The spell has already been cast. The spell is already complete. That is how the weapon went off.
Lower your head and meet your maker.
Thank you. You are an honorable man.
Coup de grace. And
All right, you have advantage on your attack. Shouldn't miss, but it is possible.
under the.
Yeah, bam, and you cave his skull in.
And then
Would have been humiliating.
Morg starts booking as fast as a dwarf can run,
Yes.
which gets me to. Hold on 1 second. 25. Me to there, the edge of the circle. And I take an opportunity of attack at this bubble right here with my last attack.
Oh yeah, because you got 2 attacks. Yeah, no worries. And you clobber that fellow, and cave their chest in. They are a school teacher. They drop their pencils and their slate, their chalk and slate, and you knock the shadow right out of them.
Awesome. That's the end of my turn.
All right. The shadow that has been knocked out comes towards you, while the other ones begin to materialize within the vicinity of their bodies.
That one approaching Moog impacted by the Guardians.
I think it will. Oh no, it won't be because it's less than 50%, and it would logically go there anyway. But because that square is less than 50%, it wouldn't be affected. All right, and this time, no, I didn't need to do that anyway. Yeah, so it reaches towards you, Moog, with its shadowy tendrils. But when it sees the spiritual guardians manifest, these spectral ravens, these spectral crows, it backs off and relents. Sildar, and this is, after all that you've done, if we take any longer, you're going to have to do it all over again.
That I can't do, sadly. It's time to get out of Dodge. Oh, I guess first I'll use a bonus action to. I think it's in range. Yeah, I'll have the spiritual weapon float over and slash into the shadow that just attacked Moog.
Yeah, sure. Crunch. You rupture it and send it into a tailspin, like a whirlwind, as if it's collapsing in on itself, but it maintains its form for now.
And then I guess I will move forward. Checking what other spells we got here. Guess I'll return the favor. We'll cast a Ice Storm centered here.
Alright. That's a good choice.
Looks like it should pound all of these things.
Alright. Within heroes, effects and templates, you'll find a 20-20 thing. Or, no, not 20-20, 20-foot radius. Drop your 20-foot radius down and you can then position it to exactly where you want. Heroes, effects and templates.
There we go.
There it is. My storm is dexterity, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that how many zombies get hit? Roughly.
Looks like 6 zombies,
Cool.
6 shadows.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. No, it's pretty bad. Okay, so 23 points of damage. How many of the zombies pass? Any of them? None?
None.
And 2 of the shadows pass?
Yep.
Alright. So it's the 2 shadows on the edge.
I will move forward, I guess.
Very good.
How far
You're
can you
making
run
us
in
all
a,
look bad.
Right? Solo show tonight.
how far can you run in the dash?
Double movement.
No, I mean, I didn't dash. I mean, I didn't call it as my reaction. I mean, can I dash now? Or
Yeah, if you had an action like held to dash, but you can't use your movement if you use an action because you're holding your action to take the dash. If that makes sense.
I can take the extra action though, right?
You can take the extra action. That's right.
Like
Yeah.
but can I do it now or do I have to wait? Yeah. But I can do
Yeah.
it-
Yeah.
How far can you run on it? Like if I can run 25 and I do an action surge, I can
You can
dash.
move only 25. Yeah, only 25. Because you're spending your action moving, and that's what you're getting back is your action. You don't get your whole turn. You just get your action.
But I didn't take an action other than swiping this dude. So do I? I mean, I'm next turn. How far can I run? I'm just calculating.
50 feet.
Sure. Yeah.
75 if you action surge.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 feet or 75 of your actions. Yeah. All right. So you clear out all of the zombies and most of the shadows. There is a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker still remaining.
That's how you use Ice Storm, old Shadow Wizard.
Right. Speaking of the Shadow Wizard saw that ice storm and realizes that they cannot match. They've come to the realization that the Hobgoblin had, but whereas the Hobgoblin sees it as light and dark magic, he sees it as shadow and elemental, and he can't match your elemental magic. So he is going to take his legendary action to Shadow Step.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Right.
As he goes away, I'm going to just wave my little mark at him.
That's what the other one wanted to do last time, right? Before it got one
So
shot.
the other one. Exactly. Yeah, that's did not have the chance.
I was about to use my turn to go fuck his shit up.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, it's better than Dimension Door, that's for sure. All right. All right. So we'll do one more round, but I think at the end of that round, presuming that we still got momentum, then we'll consider that to be it. And I'd call it now early, except for we're still in hand to hand with a couple of these shadows, and we all know just how lethal a single touch can be. So best to play it out to the end, Lady Eleanor.
Try to dispatch this one closest to me.
Mm.
Natural one. 26.
Almost drop your halberd, but instead you accomplish what you were looking for and disperse this critter into the ether.
Alrighty. I'll move 30 feet up.
Yeah, the kill count is, by my estimates, currently 54.
That's a lot. Sildarin probably got more than half of those.
I'd say more than half. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that it's more than half. Hooray! All right, Artisan, you know, being a machine, your emotional register is not complete, but at times like this that you learn what emotions are, such as learning what being pissed off means. You experience the gamut of emotions.
Hmm. Let's see. 40.
In the face. Then you're gonna see the dwarf run as fast as a dwarf can run.
I'm going to take 2 shots at this guy since he's injured.
Yeah, sure. Just clear the decks. Precision strike. Radiant. No, radiant energy doesn't apply because you're not inside the thing.
That's the 10.
But that's going to be enough anyway. And he is blasted to the ether. 55.
Alright. I guess I'll just go for the other one at disadvantage, so that 15 can be at one of my disadvantages. Does a 15 hit?
15's enough.
Okay. Since it would be at disadvantage anyway, I stepped in here into the radiant. Yeah.
Right.
$11.
All right. And radiant damage is doubled, but it's pretty low. So the entity is still squealing and screaming. But whereas the zombie showed no fear, the spirit does know fear. Yet it's lost its body, so it's driven as much by anguish as it is by terror.
Artisan's just gonna go that way. And if he had saliva, he would have spat on the ground in the direction where the wizard was. But he just does the motion with his mouth, lacking a tongue or anything.
Ah.
This looks like he jerks his head to the side, pretty much.
Finnick,
Yeah.
it looks like we're all going to make it, except for the damned dwarf. So, yeah. You still got the Steel Defender or something? Yep.
Yeah, he's going to make a force attack, because why not?
Alright.
Does 13 hit?
It does.
Hell yeah.
And you
12.
rend it. The disembodied spirit collapses in on itself and it goes back to the Nether Realm. Or are we already in the Nether Realm?
And that's my turn.
Okay, Finnick, you watch as the dwarf looks like he's trying to decide if he's going to nobly die for us or not, but you're safe.
I think that zombie can get to him, so I'm going to shoot at the zombie above Moog.
Alright.
I got to move out of zone, so I got to change what damage is being added, so I don't add the wrong damage.
Ha. That hits armor class 8, and that will cause it to explode like fireworks.
And then the one above that one as well. I'll take a shot at that one.
Alright.
Big mind
Covering
game.
fire.
That's a nice one.
Boom. And the fireworks continue.
I would
58.
use my 35 feet of movement to get out of here.
Boing, 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 boing.
That'll be my turn.
Very good. Flightless. The way forward is clear. Brilliant. Brilliant tactic. You earn the white. You have made it to. That's right. Yes. You get the music from the end of Super Mario Brothers level. Anyway. The zombies shamble their way forward. They are not going to reach us. And thus, Moog, you can decide how this scene ends. Oh, and then there's Sildar as well. Moog and Sildar.
So, how far can I run if I have 2 attacks and a bonus action?
75. If you use your action surge, 75. But there's no need to use your action surge if you don't want to.
I can
yeah.
move
50 feet.
Yeah, you can move your 50 and consider yourself safe.
All right, I'm moving 50 feet.
Brilliant. And so Sildarin, you've basically got his back, you know. He's a bit slower than you. So what does that mean, Sildarin? Who takes up the rear? The dwarf. Good tactics. Good choice. Good choice.
Give him a little covering fire from the aura.
Good idea. Alright. And we scramble away from the horde, who return from a gallop or a mad rush more into a slow meandering and mingling, as they seem to forget about us, or maybe start searching for us. But we've made it out.
Where's our party pin?
That's a good question. I was just about to put it down because there it is. There is already one. It's just the map is so huge. Yeah, there it is. Might make it a bit bigger. Yeah, I made this map a long time ago, and it was unnecessary to make it on this sort of scale, but I did anyway. Okay, so yeah, we cross over. That was kind of this sector that we were just crossing through there, and now we are at the vicinity of the castle. It sits atop a hill, a bald hill that rises up for maximum protection. However, we're also passing on by the rose quartz plinth, which is one great big massive gemstone, like I mean a 10-foot tall gemstone, but it's made out of rose quartz, and rose quartz is pretty much valueless. It's used for paperweights and not a whole lot else. It's pretty strong. Quartz is a not a it's quartz is a strong and beautiful material, but there's not enough of it to build castles out of, and thus it doesn't have that many uses. Anyway, beautiful chunk of plinth, beautiful chunk of rock, of rose quartz, is in the form of an obelisk. And noticeably, there are no undead. There are no zombies and no shadows lingering in this region, in this vicinity. Now that we've made it to this point, this whole area inexplicably seems to be quite clear of the influence of the undead. So we can either go and check out the Rose Quartz Plinth, which has a plaque that you're not going to be able to read unless you stop and have a look at it, or we can press on towards the castle and the academy, the War Wizards Academy, that is connected to the castle.
And I'd definitely be interested, considering it's a shrine to my god. And the fact that it seems to almost repel the undead means it could be a good place to take a rest if we needed to.
I'm interested in the stone itself, but we won't talk about it.
Lead on.
All right. So, the Rose Quartz Plinth, it's nothing but a big chunk of pinkish crystal, and that crystal has a plaque. This is what the plaque reads. Nobility is to die defending honor. And then it has a list of a whole bunch of people who died, like hundreds. It's probably 200 people, maybe more, maybe 500. Anyway, there's a lot of names. This is a memorial for the War of 1352. It tells you a very brief story here of a thing called the 8-Day King, and the gist of the story is this. There's this guy called Gondogal, and Gondogal was a barbarian from the north, much like Hrothgar, who's just taken over Gloriana to the north, to the east of here on the Moonsea Ride. But anyway, this Gondogal comes down from the north some 21 years ago, 1352, and he's like, oh, I'm the king now. I'm the king of Tilverton. I'm the king of Arabel. That's the northern part of Cormier. And of course, what choice did the Cormyrians have? No choice at all. They had to go and repel him and take their kingdom back. And the war lasted 8 days, so he was known as the 8-Day King. And here's a memoriam of a couple of hundred people who died fighting that battle.
I'll kneel before it to show my respect.
Mm. Very good.
Also,
Yeah. Thanks for the respite. There are benches here, little park benches that you can sit on. You were
use
saying
my
so?
divine sense to. I think I can. Let me post it.
Yeah.
Within the same radius, I can detect the presence of places that have been hollowed or unhollowed.
Yeah.
So I assume
This place is consecrated. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would explain why there's no undead.
Yeah. Yeah, which is in contrast to the other temples. Like, we went past the Temple of Sune. In fact, you can see it from here. It's only a few hundred feet away. And there are zombies milling around inside the Temple of Sune. And I don't know if you want to know this, but they're fucking. Temples of Sune are like, they double as brothels. They're more than brothels. They're much, much more than brothels. But being a high-class brothel is part of their shtick. And apparently the zombies, just as the zombies over there are raking up leaves and the zombies over there are doing schoolwork, those zombies are doing the double-backed beast.
Yikes.
Well, we might have to go check that out.
Fuck yeah.
Perhaps
Right.
Theomorph is just. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if Pornhub has like a zombie porn category, and I didn't need to ask
God.
because I am sure that it does.
Wait till Halloween and it'll be front page. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Maybe. It is interesting why this area is hollowed and that area is not. But regardless, I would suggest this is an excellent place to take a breather if we wish to do so, where we can be sure we won't be harried by the undead.
Nice. That is. I'm back to full. Then I'll recover.
Well, if we're gonna take a short rest, I can cast a spell to heal us a little bit.
Oh, look, make an insight check. Like, a minute to take your insight check. What did you roll? 20 is very good. In just the span of 1 minute, I can only say that it's inconclusive, because in just the span of 1 minute you notice two things. First of all, the zombies, and subsequently the shadows, are not coming here. They keep a pretty wide berth of here, and they don't cluster around sitting at the edge of the fence waiting for you to come out. Nothing like that. It's like this place is invisible to them. They don't seem to, they just wander on past 50, 60 feet away from you and don't seem to notice the fact that you're here at all. Just oblivious. They go about raking up their leaves and fixing the potholes and engaging in sparring and stuff like that. Their daily lives. However, within the same minute, you hear disturbances throughout the city. The first one you're attracted to, of course, is the erotic moaning coming from some zombies in the Eternal Love. But far less humorously, over here in the Sword and Spell, someone is fighting zombies as we speak. The zombies are trying to get through the windows and trying to get through the doors, and people are pulling out spears and clubs and smashing. You can't see who's doing it, but you do see that they're repelling them, and you hear that knock, 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 knock as people board up windows from the inside. Meanwhile, similar sounds are coming from over in this direction, the far side of the hill, over in the a distant tavern. But this time it's coordinated via voice. How far away are we? 1,500 feet. A couple of 100 meters. Sound should be able to travel that far pretty easily, but sound here is really muffled. This place is like deafened and choked, like, as if it's being caught in some dampening area. And you hear someone calling out in the common tongue. What your passive perception? We have a collective passive perception of huge. Right, fucking incredible. It sounds like
Jesus.
right. Whatever. It sounds like someone coordinating battle maneuvers, and they're pretty simple. Man the door! Come down from above! And all hands together. Someone with a Cormyrian accent is giving commands to a relatively small group of people. Doesn't sound like it's not like a unit or anything, just maybe a group as big as ours.
Hmm. You hear people talking in that direction? And there must be survivors. I
Will
realize our
survivors help us end the curse?
maybe not, but to just abandon them, especially in the shadow of the shrine of Seomorph, I don't think that I could.
What will we do when we find him?
Will they? There's no guarantee they'll hold out for that long.
They've held out this long. What has it been, months?
Or hours.
Hours to them, yeah.
You make a good point. You're right. They've lasted this long, as you say. I'll trust in their ability to last just a little bit longer. As for that rest, we have not the time. Let's make haste to the War Wizard School and see if we can end this curse as quickly as possible, while people still yet draw breath.
There's something in there keeping him alive. Strong god magic needs to be recharged. We'd be talking to the people and see what they'd be saying.
Suppose we'll have to go in and find out.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be able to answer any questions from out here. Storm the castle.
Yes. I pray that these survivors can just hold out just a little bit longer.
Do we need to be resetting everything that needs to be resetting? Go in there and make a stand in the pub. Slytherin. Aye.
Yeah, I'll join you in that, for what good it might do.
Yes,
Maybe
I guess
hold
I
on.
won't quite understand what's happening, and I'll just hold the back of Flight Lizard's head and just stare up at the sky.
While Flightless was doing his thing, can I have hit my Still Defender with my hammer and then a mending spell?
Yeah, if that's all it takes. If it only takes like a minute, then that's fine.
That's 2d6. Got 6 back. 45.
Slytherin, if you think you're ready to do more magic, I never thought I'd be saying. I'd be putting my faith in the elven gods. But you
I'll
have
just smile. Well, without a rest, my capacity to eliminate large hordes of zombies and shadows is largely over. So
I still have.
wading through the streets and getting sort of overrun is probably not a good idea unless we're gonna rest.
Yes, well, I still have some stamina within me. Let's hope it is enough.
As long as we don't have to fight out. another swarm of them. It should be all right.
Whatever you think to be wisest.
Yeah, I'd be in favor of not spending an hour here and just forging ahead into the keep to see if we can figure it out.
True. That's why I agree that heading to the source and hopefully ending this spell or finding some way to reverse it is our best chance of saving these people.
Do we have any way of speeding up the party? Or just full book? Do we have any way of speeding up the party or just full book it?
I don't think we have any speed boosts. You could.
I guess we'll be moving. We walked there. Someone moved the icon.
You can give some stuff to me, perhaps. I'm not sure what my encumbrance is at the moment.
I guess we moved. Does everybody else see it goes dark?
Yeah, and weird.
You're still faster than me.
I can still carry another like 50 pounds if you want to throw it on me.
You could just carry him.
What's the heaviest stuff you've got on you? Well, you need those. Such as? If
You can drop your things in my bags of holding. We emptied them a lot.
Yeah, just dump it in the bag of holding.
While they're like doing all this stuff, because I missed the last session, do I still have that mark on my character from the Vizier? I was curious. Yeah, it's just why I was a bit curious if it's there or gone, because it's not there for like.
Which mark was it?
The Vizier gave me like some weird purple mark.
Right.
Didn't get to really find out much about it.
What would she have been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably our own wizard mark, and in which case I'm not even sure if it would still be there or not.
I'm gonna cut her in half.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's still there, but beginning to fade. Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it myself, and yeah. Anyway, so we are making it towards the castle, right on top of the hill. Okay. There is a main trail that leads up to what should have been a main gate. The castle is, of course, perfectly functional, or rather, it was, of course, perfectly functional until whatever happened here happened, and now it's a wreck. Now it's a ruin. The doors and windows have been blasted out. The stone is more or less intact, though there has been some structural damage on top of that. So the obvious way to get in is still going up the main path and going through where the front door used to be, where the main gate used to be, but it's now just a gaping hole. But there are but as mentioned, there are windows that have been blasted out, and castles tend to have side entrances for servants and so on, and the And the Mage's Tower is built into the castle itself. So the castle is relatively broad and relatively squat, but it has a single grand tower that is the Wizard's Academy, and that occupies an entire wing of the castle. So I'm saying this because I basically want to know: are you going up the road that you are in front of now? I was just on a different map, but coming back to our map, do we go straight up the guts and into it, the shortest route possible, or do we have some other intention?
Yeah, before I do anything else, I'm going to drink a potion. I've just realized I'm actually like around 50% HP.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself. Do 12 archery damage to myself.
Circle around and see if there's a door into the Wizard's Academy from the other side.
There appears to be an entire wall that's been blown out in the rear entrance, and the rear entrance is significantly closer to the tower than the front entrance, but still doesn't directly lead to it. Absolutely. It sounds like I don't know what it sounds like, but okay, so the tower is divided. The castle is divided into sectors that we'll arbitrarily call like the keep. The main part around which everything else is built. The sanctuary, which is like an attachment. The academy, the wizard's tower, and the servants' quarters, probably a kitchen or some other area. And from the keep, from the largest of the areas. You can not hear anything, but you can see movement. People are flittering quite quickly. They are running in front of windows that no longer have glass. You see creatures, people rather, shrouded completely in black, darting between bits of rubble within the castle. And there is some darker entity within there, a deeper darkness. In addition to the black-clad warriors or assassins that dart around, there is something in there that's like a shadow darker than any other shadow. All other areas of this lower level appear to be unoccupied, except for the sanctum, which is the second largest of the wings, and kind of more or less diametrically opposed to the keep. The keep is the central part, and the sanctum is one of the add-ons, one of the wings, along with the academy. And anyway, within there, your incredibly perceptive ears will pick up the sound of bows being drawn, the tightness of a bowstring being drawn, and the whispers of someone speaking in Elvish, words that you don't understand, but you understand the language all the same. But it's kind of like being able to like let's say you hear someone whispering from across the room, and you can kind of tell that it's Japanese and not English, or German and not French. It's like that. You hear the particulars of the cadence. That's the word. Yeah, of the Elven tongue. It's a beautiful language and quite distinct.
I guess I could try talking to you and draw sign language to convey exactly what you hear.
Was that sort of around to the southern edge?
Yeah, I really should give some indication on that. And so the keep connects to the main hall. So if you go through the front door, you're likely to end up in the keep straight away. And that's where the darker darkness is. Whereas if you come in through the rear entrance, where the whole wall of the kitchen's been blown out, that will be close to the sanctum, but not actually in the sanctum. I guess, as the name implies, the sanctuary is not meant to have easy access. You could still get easy access though, because it has windows, and those windows have been blasted out. And finally, you could just climb the damn tower if you really wanted to do that. The tower also has windows. Those windows have also been blown out. So there are a lot of different ways in here. But to reiterate, if you go through the main entrance, it will bring you close to the figures clad in black and the deeper darkness. If you go in through the rear entrance, you will be closer to the archers, but still pretty far away from anyone. And there are other ways in besides.
Possibly.
Maybe they're survivors like the others stuck in the inn.
I could have my homunculus servant fly past and see if they're living, kind of deal, or if they seem more like survivors than attackers. What was that? Yeah. How long would it take my homunculus to fly there and back?
It's only a few hundred feet, right? So,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good to go for the rear entrance.
huh.
Yeah, then I guess as we're making our way around, I'll send him forward.
Also known as the Shadow Door. Alright. Brilliant. Alright, so I will take you over, Pyro, to the other map so that you can have a bit of a poke around. I'll just use your token rather than... I suppose put the homunculus down. It doesn't really matter either way. So I'll take you over there in a moment. Hopefully this is set up right. That work? Yeah, cool. Okay, so you should be down here. It's technically daylight, well, or rather it's technically illuminated. This whole city is, again, technically illuminated, but it's very dim illumination. I might not have really emphasized that, but you know, you can see considerable distances in this day, the way you might be able to see on the brightest of full moons or the deepest of dusks. So you're able to flitter him around. What is your speed? Like 60 or something?
Yeah, it would be 60.
Sure. So that will give you about, we'll call it 10 rounds. So use your measuring tool. You know, you can go in any direction you want, and you can move up to 600 feet, and that'll be the extent of your reconnaissance before we reassess whether we want you to do more recon, whether we're moving in, or whether something has happened and we have to react to it.
We're going around the back, right?
Yeah, good call. Yeah, so I should help with that. This is the main entrance, and that's the keep. This is what I call the sanctum, and the rear entrance is diagonally from where you are. I guess it's called the rear entrance for a reason. It's right around the other side.
So that's 150. There's 4 more of those, or 3 more of those.
Yep. So when you move into that position, I'll just slow you down a little bit. I haven't put the windows in here, it just would have been too much trouble, and cracks in the wall. But while you're going past here, you would see into this room. You're not hiding, are you? You're, on the contrary, you're just trying to scout out. You don't have invisibility, do you?
No. He is
All right.
tiny, though, and he's just trying to be a bird, I guess you could say. He does have
Yeah,
stealth, but I can make him stealth. Or
but if you do, that'll
attempt.
slow his speed down by half.
Okay. Then no, I guess he's just a bird.
Okay, well, you see the strangest of elves here within this complex. Perhaps they are drow, but if so, they don't quite look like any drow you've seen before. Drow tend to have skin that is not quite black, but certainly a deep mauve purple, something like that, a really, really dark purplish blue that appears black. Or maybe a grey, ashen grey. And that's what these individuals have. They are ashen grey skinned elves, ashen grey hair. Even their eyes appear to be ashen grey. They either lack pupils or they lack irises. They're either pure white or pure black. Their hair is likewise either pure white or pure black, and these elves, they just seem to be monochrome. They're white or they're black or they're grey, and that goes for not only their skin and their eyes and their hair, but their equipment and their clothing. And these monochrome elves, they notice you. They notice your homunculus, and they point you out. And for a split second, you think that they're going to shoot you down. But one of the women here at the back, she can your homunculus hear? I suppose it can.
Yeah. And
Can it speak English, Elven? Probably not.
no, it understands the languages I speak, so not Elven.
Not Elven. Yeah, and anyway, she gives what is probably a command not to fire, and they do not. But they've lined you up, and she starts speaking to you in Elven, and when that doesn't work, she speaks in Common, and she says, "Traveler, how have you lived?"
Hmm. I at this point he's just doing the scout, so he has no actions beyond what I told him to do.
And so it just flutters along, because you're essentially going outside the building at this point anyway. I just put you in because I didn't want to destroy the wall, and you just keep fluttering along, powering, doing your scout. So you can continue that that movement if you want.
Okay. And he understands it, and he can communicate it when he gets back. He understands Common. So
Yeah.
if he's that far, we heard the voices from behind, yeah, from the back of the building.
There were some voices up here in the keep, and some voices here in the sanctum, and you found the sanctum.
Okay, so that's pretty much what he said he heard. So I'll have him just fly. Well, technically, I can communicate with him at 120 feet. So, yeah, he can just tell me that they're saying, "How have we survived?"
Yeah.
Did he seem hostile or kind of like inviting, I guess you'd say?
Defensive, maybe more than hostile. Their bows were drawn, and they were about to shoot on sight, but for whatever reason, they chose not to.
Okay. So I communicate to the party that the people we hear speaking are drow-like, but don't really seem to be drow.
Strange. What business would elves of any kind have in this place?
Hmm.
You said they didn't shoot us on sight?
If they're dark elves,
They were about to, but the commander said to leave it be and
Perhaps
tried
they'll be-
communicating.
Perhaps they'll be open to dialogue. Maybe they can tell us what happened here. Maybe
Okay.
even tell us what we might be able to do to reverse it. Though I'm hesitant to call them allies just yet.
Dialogue with drow.
If it might solve our problems, then I will I will resort to that.
Finally get to meet these famous drow.
I can have him go in again with a sanctuary on him, just so, and see if they are poised to attack as soon as we go into the door. This time, moving in stealth.
Fair enough.
The drow are in rebellion.
The bird being in stealth?
The drow being rebellion. There's civil war. These might be not the typical drow we usually find.
I'm happy to go in first.
Okay.
What is it? All right, the good quote unquote drow. All right, let's see.
All right. So by this time, you've made it around to the rear of the building, and you can see where the wall has been completely blown out. I'll move us all across there now. We're up here. So to give a bit of context, this is the keep over here, which you may be able to see into. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked through your eyes yet. And this is the sanctum down here. It's the keep that has the shadow, and the sanctum that has the elves. Meanwhile, this is the tower. You're right beside the mage tower, and you could bypass the whole castle completely by just climbing up the walls here, potentially.
Do they even look climbable, or is it just sheer rock?
No, it's climbable because it's a crumbling, broken battlements, right? So it's not ideal, but it's easier than it would be if this place when it was being well maintained.
Because we have a climber's kit, don't we? So I could just walk up the wall setting up the climbing kit for everyone else to do.
Yeah, we have 5 climbing kits.
Not a bad idea.
And you have the climbing speed, so.
I would like to check out these elves first, see what they have to say.
In the meantime, roll for initiative.
Those
Oh,
are my favorite words.
I can support that.
Just roll so unlucky with initiative.
There's unlucky.
Yeah, what, you got a 1 last fight or 2 this fight?
I just like to survey what everybody's doing so I can decide what I want to do.
Yeah, I kind of like going late in the initiative, when I play. I like to be a paladin, go near the end.
There's also the fact that if it's kind of ambiguous whether or not combat's going to start and you're first in the initiative, it's basically up to you whether or not it turns hostile.
Yeah.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Ah, good point. There's that lovely encounter in Dagger Falls where you come across the aggressive wizard, and whoever wins the initiative basically gets arrested because they're the one who starts the fight. Yeah, that's right. So you either get your first level ass gets roasted, or you end up in jail because you acted first. Yeah, it's a hard encounter. All right. So a spell battle is apparently going on between these two, the internal sides, and blasts of energy are being shot back and forwards through gaps in the wall, creating bigger gaps in the wall with every hit and with every miss. It's like a laser battle going on in the Finnick.
Are we? Can't really see much.
No, I might see what you can see.
I think the elves were down this way.
This way is dim light.
I'd click on you for some reason. Here we go. Yeah, cool. So I might that's a little bit too dark. I might lighten it up a little bit. And to give the impression of darkness, doesn't have to impede our game.
So what is the plan? Are we just like rushing into the building now?
That's a good question.
You're about to decide for us.
Yeah, we were just talking about this actually.
The range is
Overly
telling
curious, chaotic fake creature gets to decide.
There we go. The way it's
I'm
meant
just-
to be.
We're going to go the easy way. I'm going to walk towards the tower and the entrance at the same time.
Yeah, that's
They're still just
non-committal.
both. Yeah, I don't want to commit to anything at the moment. We go move and a dash.
Alrighty. Okay. The various weapons are being fired, arrows and shurikens, and there's a real conflict going on here. But it's a bit of a stalemate with both sides hunkering down into defensive positions, and neither willing to budge from them. World War One Western Front. Artisan.
Oh, okay. I will. Match his position, and I'm wanting to have my steel defender travel 5 feet. If your walking speed, oh, he's back in my pocket.
Hmm.
I guess I could technically put him in a bag of holding. Silas, your walking speed's 30, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Can I have my steel defender walk with him and keep pace with him instead of? I want him to send him and see, in case like any of those shadows pop up again. I want him to have at least one that's thwarted.
Absolutely.
And that'll be my turn.
Very good, very good. Okay. Something. Yeah, if you think it's difficult terrain, then yeah, definitely assume it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at the fat little bird running along.
Ha! Alright, Moog.
Where's the what is it, north or south on the map? The where the drow were.
Yeah, sure.
South.
The Sanctum is down here in the kind of south central, and the shadows are directly opposite us.
I guess we gotta go up there. So I move. Oops, sorry. That's it.
Alright. Lady Eleanor. Oh, sorry, did you say that was it, Moog?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Lady Eleanor.
30 feet. And 30 feet. There we go.
Okay. Is that? Here we go. Okay. If you have a passive perception of 24 or higher, and of course, some people do, you will notice the shadow darker than the other shadows moving through the umbra. But if you don't have a 24 or higher, you can't. It just looks like the shadows of trees without leaves moving in the. Well, there's not much wind in here, but whatever the case, you won't notice the shadow literally stalking along the ground in 2 dimensions. Sildarin.
I think Flightless is the only one that
Unhappy
can see it right now.
I'd say so.
Move up, join the rest. I guess I'll probably use a bonus action to cast. What shall we start with? I'll use bonus action to cast that.
Very good. All the shadows and spirits and shrouds, they're all coming out today.
Yeah, I'll do radiant damage again. It's me.
All right. The blasts continue. Finnick.
I take it I can't see this demon then.
No.
Really don't want to continue what I was going to do, but
Ha!
I would have just kept going forward.
Most likely.
Yeah.
All right. Is that a dash?
No, I guess I'll just use my movement, and if I hear assassin, I'll probably
Yes.
stop.
Very good. The archers continue exchanging fire. But now that you're advancing, those black-clad ninjas, monks of the Long Death, come into view. That's that's right. You said assassin, and then that's when the ninjas come out. Oh, there's your assassins. He wasn't lying, at least. Probably not in your vocabulary, right? Okay, so 60 feet, but they can, of course, shadow jaunt. Gives them a little bit of extra movement. So I think they'll be able to get in. No, not quite. Oh, still, whoops. Measure that out properly. Do it right. Yeah, it's not going to work. So they will maintain. They go out and they assess the situation. They see it's not going to be effective. But 2 of the hobgoblins are able to appear in the doorway, hurl their darts all at disadvantage because of the long range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all at disadvantage, and then they pin themselves back behind the wall, disappearing from our sight.
3 hit me.
3 hit, fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Did that work? It did. 14 points of damage. Imagine if these were all poisoned. It'd be, yeah. Don't do it.
Brutal.
Right.
D6 damage with wyvern poison attached to each one.
Wyvern poison. Shit. I upgraded some drow and gave them wyvern poison in a campaign like fairly recently, a Dale's campaign, and two people quit that week. They're like, no, fuck off. wish I was joking.
Did you kill him?
Actually, one of them did die. She got revivified immediately, but it was like the first time she'd been killed, and like she thought her armor class 23 was. Well, yeah, I don't know. It was unfortunate. It was messy. All right, Artisan.
Despite what I know, my character doesn't know. Silas just said assassin, and we see assassins, so I'm going to move forward my 30 feet. And I am going to. What's the range of fairy fire? 60 feet. Fairy fire right inside the door. Because I saw him jump behind that wall.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so you can put down like an icon or something. I'll change, and you can then change it to a square rather than a circle, and we'll work out. Well, or rather, I'll work out who it hits. That's one way of doing it. You could just draw the square in if you want, though that might be a bit more difficult since you can't see where you're trying to put it. But if you put down the 2020 thing and then turn that to a square, then I think that'll be accurate.
20-foot radius, right?
Yeah, the 20-foot radius one. Yeah, not the 2020, the 20-foot radius.
So if it's right here, one. Sorry, I suck at math.
That's fine. Use the try this.
Okay.
The effects and templates. There's a 20-foot radius one. Oh yeah, that works. That should work. That's a little bit big, but it works. 1, 2,
Oh, yeah.
3, 4, 5,
I
6.
messed that
That's
up.
30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's got to be a fair bit smaller than that. Like this. 4 squares by 4 squares.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's radius.
But it's not a radius. It's a cube. I'm pretty sure. I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 20-foot cube. Yeah, I'm just dumb. And I don't know how to erase that.
Yeah, me neither. It's not working for me. I'll think I've got it now. There. All right. Is that where you dump it?
I'm going to dump it if it allows me to move it. Just inside the door.
Yeah, sure. Like that. Is that sort of what you want? Yep.
That was a lot for not a lot. Sorry.
All right. So that's right. Fairy fire.
Yes.
Okay. Two of
And
them are caught within it. Not that you know.
And then that's his walking distance. Well, he's going to dash since the enemy's to the front. Still defender is.
All right. All right. Flightless. If you can see it, then yeah, that's right. I'll put it back on the map. Yeah, but it's a shadow, and so like they're basically insubstantial shadow demons. They're not corporeal creatures. Right. Yeah. Right.
Land on one of his horns.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm proficient dex check. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So it will glide over and settle, and you will see it drip off him. But yeah, they are incorporeal creatures, and they don't have a physical form. So while the hat is interrupted briefly and the juice starts dripping, it all falls straight to the ground when the creature turns into a shadow, which it quite literally is. The shadow demon is when it wants to be a two-dimensional object, and when it wants to be, it goes three-dimensional.
We were standing there just looking at this floating hat, like, what?
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Nethery's Vizier time.
Moving up.
There is, but Mo, you can take your turn as well because they're doing nefarious stuff anyway.
So I could see the demon.
No, you can't see the demon, but you can see the place that Flightless indicated, and he's saying that there's an assassin there, but you don't see it. Yeah, he's gone mad.
And so hold on.
He hates hats.
Well, since I don't have anything else, then I'm gonna move twice. I mean, to my 50. Hold on. Extra. Well, actually, that's it.
All right, that's it. That's as much as we can do, Lady Eleanor.
All right. So there's some sort of unseen creature underneath that hat. At least if Flightless is to be believed. Which I do. In character, I don't see any reason why I would see this as anything other than normal invisibility. So, while out of character, I'd love to light up the darkness. I don't think in character I'd realize that's what's happening. So I'll move up 20. And then, so where's the floating hat exactly?
Here, I'm on DM layer, here.
Yeah, a bit too far out of my reach. I'll move up a little bit more. And then, dodge. Because I can't quite hit whatever the hat is bouncing on.
Is the hat actually floating in the air, or did it just drop to the ground?
That's right.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, I know what I can do. I'll use where is it? Divine Sense.
All right.
So,
All right. Now this is one of those things where I think it'll work perfectly because it's not behind cover.
behind total cover.
We're using our abilities really well today. Actually, that's perfect. Yes.
See it back there now. I think still,
You did. You're
still
very effective.
okay, go ahead. I
Sorry,
think it's
no,
still
that's all.
effectively invisible, so it'll still have advantage on its attack rolls against me and mine disadvantage, but I know where it is. I still
Yeah.
think that's how it
Yeah, what should I do?
Yeah, because this isn't like see invisibility. This is just I know where it is.
Good call. Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, it's more like a radar than actual imagery.
Yeah. So upon turning this on, activating this, and realizing there is indeed a fiend, I think it's a fiend, very close to us, I'll call out that there is indeed a fiend underneath that hat and to get ready for its assault. Prepare yourself against an invisible foe.
And no sooner have we said it than we have to do just that. Absolutely. Shadow demons, I don't know. I think they're overrated. Anyway, it gets advantage on its attack. 23. That hits, doesn't it? 23.
On
Is
who?
I'm
attack
going to
damage?
Eleanor because fuck Eleanor, man.
Just barely not enough.
Just not enough, right? No, that's really sad. Demon uses inspiration. All right. Yeah, and it only gets one attack per round. But it does have a bonus. It can use its bonus action to hide
I was going to say, did that reveal it?
briefly, and now you'll need a passive perception of 21 to see where it is, as it dances among our own shadows, and you're looking down, and you can't tell your shadow from it.
What a bastard.
What a bastard!
I still know where you are, though. Damn it!
You do. Sildarin.
My turn. So I can't see anything in this courtyard.
No, you briefly did see it when it appeared, but imagine it. Imagine that it's actually a shadow, and that it materializes. It substantiates occasionally, and so there's nothing there. Then suddenly there's something there, and then it's gone again. It's like that.
I don't think there's really anything to do other than continue the advance.
All right. Finnick.
Since it's not there, if I tried to cast a spell that would restrain it, it wouldn't or would?
Usually won't work. It's yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, if I put a web.
Web is good. Web will work because because web doesn't have a target. Web has an area effect, and so an area effect will work just fine.
Cool. So I
As long
will
as you-
use the Cloak of Arcanid to put down at a 40-foot. How do you turn this into a cube?
Okay, so if you click on it click on the dot and it brings up the cog, you see the cog?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. And now go right. That's it. Cool. Right down to the bottom, and make sure that
Cube.
that it's no longer because that's a radius. So you'll have to halve that, since radius and diameter are not the same.
Yeah.
So if it normally says 20, then you might want to bring it down to 10.
Yeah, but I think the Cloak of the Cloak of Spiderness doubles it, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Spiderness.
Yeah, I've just
Check it out.
really badly. I almost googled Cloak of Spiderness by accident.
Cloak of Spiderness.
Like
the
a
web
shadow.
created by the spell fills
Yeah.
twice its normal area.
All right. Cool. So if it's normally, what's it normally? 20-foot diameter or
cube.
something? 20-foot cube. So this
Yeah.
would be a 40-foot cube. This is an 80-foot cube. So yeah, halve that down again.
Enormous cube.
That change? Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, the number. Yeah, that's it. And that looks like a 40 cube. Yep, that's cool. All right, so all right, that's better.
Technically 4 times the area.
Yeah,
Quite sliding into what I wanted. There we go.
yeah. But twice and 4 times are the same thing, right? Right. All right.
D&D.
Indeed, they are. Dexterity saving throw or strength, or
I
is it
think
all
it's
just
when it
automatically?
starts its turn there.
Okay.
I'm just going to post web.
Cool. There we go. Perfect. I think a dex at the start of its turn. All right. Well, I'll use that roll for the start of its turn. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, cool. The hobgoblins.
You actually web a shadow?
Apparently, maybe it's like as it substantiates, that's when it gets caught. Like I don't know. Maybe they're just magic strands. All 4 of these goblins, hobgoblins or ninjas rather, since they're not necessarily goblins. All 4 of these monks of the Long Death appear within the doorway, and when given the choice between heavily armored Eleanor and lightly armored Finnick, Finnick makes the better target. All of these
Defender
strikes will be
cries.
a disadvantage. Sorry, what was that?
This is still Defender cries.
Indeed. Yeah. Minions are not worth taking out when you're as smart as a ninja. All at disadvantage. All 16 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
think I'm
8,
just
9,
glad we
10,
hit our
11,
luck.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Christ.
All at disadvantage.
I don't think any of them hit.
What are we looking for?
Above 19.
Yeah,
1,
so none of them hit.
2. Oh, yeah, disadvantage.
Disadvantage saves the day.
It's nasty. Brilliant. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So how do you defend against like a literal hailstorm of blades?
Guess Finnick would just be doing that random thing where you kind of just be fumbling around dodging them.
Right.
You go to dodge one and you kind of just slip over your own foot and dodge 4 of them by accident.
Perfect. Just mashing the buttons. Brilliant. Artisan.
Alright. Don't know if it will work, but I used this infusion because I was jealous of Flightless, and I might be able to be of some use with it. So, I have a Lantern of Revealing.
Right.
I don't...
Sounds like a good
I
idea.
will
I don't know
open
what
it
it
up.
does. But it sounds like a good idea. Alright, let's see what it does. Oh, okay, so that's really good because of this. Note Shadow Stealth. When in dim light or darkness.
And can opening it be my interact with object thing?
I think it'd probably be an action, I'd say. Yeah, you can use an action to lower the hood, so it'd take an action to light it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Could have just
But he
left
does
torch
get
instead of
revealed.
cast web.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. What's more, it's particularly sensitive to the bright light. Poor shadow demons, they're so lame.
Okay.
I know.
And I guess that's my full action. Bonus action. Still Defender is going to have to do is the dex save for the web.
Right.
Failed miserably. Natural fucking 1. So he's caught? Is that what that is?
It's
He is caught.
13.
Very caught.
Okay. And I can try using my action to free himself? Or is that next turn?
Yeah.
What's your spell save DC? 17 or something?
No, it's going off the Cloak of Spiderness, which is spell DC 13.
Okay, so he frees himself.
Cloak of Spiderness.
That's right.
So
Laterality.
he will walk. Is it every step is a dex save, or just
Just at the start of your turn.
terrain now?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's going to plug the hole with his body, and that'll be my turn.
Oh, alrighty. Flightless. Very good. Yes, but they can see him anyway because he's visible now thanks to the light. Yeah, well and truly. Alright, the demon is horrified.
I don't have Crusader's Mantle up anymore.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Sadly,
Did I do
Crusader's
it-
Mantle only lasts for a minute.
Should I do a 30-foot radius thing around me just so you know where he can be seen in?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so give yourself an aura if you want.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because that reveals all invisible creatures, isn't it? That lantern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty useful.
I just use that.
I'm using that one. Put an aura on yourself.
Oh.
Click on your token.
Oh, okay.
Click on your own token, and you'll bring up a cog for yourself, and you can give yourself an aura.
Never done this before.
Yeah. So click on yourself. It'll bring up a cog. Click on the cog.
There we go.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Good. All right. A ball of shadow comes out of nowhere, and what's more, at no point does the spellcaster who cast it become visible.
That's spoopy.
Boom. Shadow ball. 24 damage for those caught in this necrotic blast. Which is most of you.
Not if my deck save has anything to do with it. I don't have less but 17 passes, I think.
So sure it does. 12 on a pass, or rather 12 on a fail and 6 on a pass, since you are resistant to necrotic, if you are resistant.
That paladin's cheer's saving me.
It's doing its job, right? It's 2,000 gold pieces well spent. All right, yeah, that thing even better value. That's the best fucking purchase in the campaign, basically.
For 1,000, right, or something like that, or 1,500.
Something like that. Perfect.
The Mantle of Spell
Same with Shield
Resistance and the Ring
Master.
of Protection rolled into one.
Yeah, it's pretty right. It's pretty nuts.
Yep. Mo gets nothing. I guess. 23.
Boom. Yeah, that's right. So it's 24 damage. But if you have a ring of resistance, it's 12. If you pass and you have the ring, it's 6. And if you have any bullshit, then it's 0.
The Shield Master, we had to spend a whole points on that. So that's not
There you
BS.
go. That's yeah, exactly. It's a great feat. Like I think it's really appropriate. It's graphic to have a shield and the blast goes around you. It's really cool. Just,
Can't see
yeah, like you should be able to move. You know, that's the way Shadowrun does it too. Like, let's say you're caught in a grenade in Shadowrun, and you passed the equivalent of a dexterity saving throw. You then get free move. Well, you then get movement to get out of it. But if you don't have any movement left, you're fucked. So unless you've got some movement up your sleeve, then you've got nowhere to go, and you eat the grenade. Yeah, just don't ask. Extra dimensional shit. It's Hollywood. It's really Hollywood. Exactly. All right, Moog. So the place is illuminated. There is a shadowy entity that is being blinded by the light.
And so he'll get some dwarven thrower. I move up a little closer. And gonna give him some dwarven love. Ooh, what's this dude? Oh, that's R. That's okay. So he's gonna get dwarven thrower. That's one.
Ron.
Is that a
Womp.
hit, Ruth?
Certainly is. He is an easy target.
And is he a giant?
No, he is a demon, a fiend. Lobber.
That's me turn.
And the shadow demon howls in fury. Miss Eleanor.
Alright. Try to turn off my mental because I don't have it anymore.
Carve some shadow.
10 and 11 and 9. 30 total.
30 damage.
And so the first two strikes weaken it, and the third one discombobulates it and sends it back to its home plane. Tell us about that combination of strikes.
Well, he can't really move very well because he's wrapped up in the web. So I guess I'll carve diagonally upwards with the axe blade of the halberd, then stab with the spear tip at the end, then flip it around and crack him across the skull with the haft.
Excellent. And maybe there's like a rune of Seamorph or something on your haft, like there's a holy symbol carved into the shaft, and when that strikes him, banishes him back to the abyss,
Where he belongs.
where he belongs. Sildarin. A hat falls listlessly to the ground.
So we keep seeing the ninjas pop up in front of us, right?
Yes, that's right. They're on the other side of the door, presumably.
If you want to go that way, just tell me, by the way, and I'll just drop concentration on web.
Yeah, I should go kill some ninjas, I guess.
Yeah, why not, right?
So I just drop concentration on web as a free action, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
My web, I was going to meme
As
around
long as it is concentration, web might not be a concentration spell.
web is concentration up to 1
It is?
hour.
Okay. Excellent.
I was going to meme around in that web because it's 5 feet from the ground and my character's only 3 feet.
Ha!
It just disappeared.
Brilliant. As long as you keep your ears down, you'll be fine.
I can't see any ninjas through the doorway, doesn't look like.
There's nobody there!
Sneaky. I guess I will move. Oh, there we go.
Oh, look out! There's a few ninjas. Oh, there's 4 of them. Oh, I found the ninjas.
Perfect. All right, then I will use a bonus action to cast spiritual weapon.
Very good.
Club that one in front of me.
Lobber. It's a great strike, and all of his backflips and somersaults and pirouettes will not be enough to evade the attack. But he bears it.
Hobgoblin Shadow Dancers or Ballerinas confirmed.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you can't pirouette, why are you even using rapiers?
Let's meet.
Alright, the elves to the south seem to be observing this conflict. They don't interfere as Sildarin crosses the breach finish.
With 30 to move here. What is that thing?
That thing is a black and white elf, a monochrome elf.
Shoot it in the face.
So I just wave at them as I'm walking past and say an elvish hello, and then in Sylvan hello, just in case.
They
As I just
greet
walk
you
past.
back. They greet you back in Elven, but it's more formal than hello. Like, be thou art safe, or something.
Hey, he's wishing safety upon you. Look at that.
Very
Good
friendly.
guy.
Workplace health and safety upon you.
Yes, there's my 35 movement.
Very good, very good.
I can see that thing. Kind of a weird angle, but with sharpshooter, would I be able to get this one?
Sure can.
Pew.
But 13 will not be enough. He catches your arrow and tosses it aside.
Use a key point, throw it back.
He's
Bonus action cast Thunder Arrow. And that'll be my turn.
brilliant. Excellent. The hobgoblins, they all leap onto their new adversary. Once again, ignoring the steel defender, although he does not ignore them, which is probably going to come in handy. And Sildarin is the target of an absolute plethora, an abundance of strike.
They're all running so fast.
1, 2,
I
3,
guess
4,
first one
5,
from this
6,
guy will
7,
be Claw.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's not very good rolls. Well, there's a couple in there, they're okay.
2 hits.
Only 2?
24.
Brilliant. Okay, so 10 damage on the crit, 4 damage on the glancing blow, and they then use their Shadow Jaunt ability to just teleport out of there. Wow, 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 wow. Sound like lightsabers, mate.
I assume that does not trigger an opportunity attack.
Most certainly will not. Artisan.
Arzen will see how far this is. He'll go into the room. Right there. And just for show, he's going to pull out his sword and as a bonus action light it on fire to where they can see.
It's pretty
And
impressive.
Still Defender's going to just walk up beside him. And that'll be my turn.
Does that cast bright light in a certain radius? So you're already casting bright light from the lantern, right?
Yeah, my sword is 30 feet. I'm keeping the lantern out because it also reveals invisibility.
Oh, does it? Of course it does. I'm glad you mentioned that because there is something invisible right here.
Oh, if he would have been revealed, can I have my sword?
He wouldn't have been revealed until just then, though. Like, he's only just got revealed then, though. Like, right at the end. So, yeah, that's... Right?
Well, anything in the radius gets revealed, and then my Steel Defender moves after me.
Right, yeah, so that works. So, yeah, so your Steel Defender has its go now.
And he'll do an attack. I won't light my sword on fire just yet, then.
Alrighty.
Does 19 hit?
I think it does, yeah. What's the character sheet? There he is. His armor class is 17.
Okay, so I'm going to
Use a
force empowered
shield.
Ren. Oh. Never mind, then.
22.
Alright, you can burn your first level spell slot. That's cool.
Yeah.
The weakest attacker here.
Yeah. Alright. Flightless. Sure. Alright. No, it's just the same token. Very good. Oh yeah, cool.
Everyone can see him right now.
Alright. The Vizier casts a spell.
Unbelievable.
Indeed. Cone of Edge.
Come on, Steely.
36, so 18 with resistance, 9 with resistance and a pass. Right. The Steel Defender gets an attack of opportunity, assuming it gets reactions, as he disappears out of the light and therefore goes invisible again.
But an 11 doesn't hit. I need to do my dex save. Come on, me. 9. I'll burn inspiration because I don't want to take any damage this game, and I'll fail it.
It is
Oh, it's con?
But just use the same roll, so yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the save?
DC is 14.
Okay, so the first one will pass on con because I have +7 to con, so I won't burn
Alright.
inspiration.
Won't need to, yeah.
And I negate all damage because bullshit feats.
Very good.
I think you can only negate damage if it's a dexterity effect that you're
Right.
subjected to.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So 36 halved with necrotic resistance is 18. Halved again is 9. I don't know who that applies to, but that's the math.
Where'd that +3 What's that? What was that? +3 to a saving throw thing you were doing earlier?
Paladin.
Oh, who needs it?
I would turn my fail into a pass if it's available.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll pass him. Slash Virginia.
All right. To keep track of how many you've got. And,
I have one more.
very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Moog.
Mob just moved up.
Very good. That's what he's been doing. Lady Eleanor.
Stop moving so fast.
This
Moving on.
this is bullshit. Gotta get me some boots of speed. When I played Baldur's Gate, I used to do the hacks to give everyone boots of speed. I couldn't play the game without boots of speed. Lady Eleanor.
All right. 45, 50.
No. Yeah. 27 hours. Alright. So Lady Eleanor. Yeah.
That's
That's
my
your
bonus.
dash? Alright,
Yeah.
there is no shadow demons left. We shall end the session with Sildur and Storm Blessed.
That caster fucked off. I don't know where he went.
Yeah, when he left the radius of the magic light, he turned invisible again because it didn't cancel his invisibility, it just suppressed it.
Right.
Yeah.
I cannot. So I will go up here.
120 feet, that's enormous. Huh.
And I will cast, I guess, Booming Blade and attack that hobgoblin in front of me.
Very good. That will be just barely enough. Oh, 36. Yeah, it's a lethal strike. Tell us how this ninja falls.
Oh, that might be too much. There's an extra Booming Blade die roll in there. It should be 8 less damage, I think.
Right.
Does, but it starts at 0 and then goes up to 1d8. He'll now have the sort of the Booming Blade effect on him. So if he were to move, he would take the additional damage.
Alright. Well, he'd previously been injured, I'm not sure what by, and was on 18, so I think that's going to finish him off anyway.
That'll be enough, anyways. Alright, there's a crack of thunder, I guess, as the sword smashes his head to pieces.
Perfect. Gruesome, graphic. The kids back home love it. 8-year-old boys in particular.
Then I guess we'll send the bonus action to send the spiritual weapon to attack the other monk.
Excellent.
.13 force.
Brunch. A head-splitting blow, but he maintains his footing and prepares to fight on to the death. Drops crane stance. All right. Well, I hope that we had a enjoyable time in this nuclear wasteland, and I'll see you all in a week's time. See you soon, everyone.
That was fun, guys. It's like walking down